You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News This Morning, Tennessee officials are weighing in on a bill that would give teachers the ability to carry guns in the classroom. Plus, it's a major fundraising day for Vanderbilt University. How their day of giving is expected to pull in millions of dollars.
Our forecast here, finally done with the rain, when we hit 80 degrees, and how long we'll stay dry before the next weather maker.
All right, Greg, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. Just after 4 a.m., I'm Justin McFarland. We are going to begin this morning with some breaking news following us as the Metro Police Department is confirming that at least one person was hurt overnight in a shooting. Happened on Delway Villa Road. That is just off of Dickerson Pike on the north side near Talbot's Corner. Dispatch tells us that at least one person was taken to the hospital. Metro Police have not released more information. As soon as we get more details, we'll let you know, both on air and online at fox17.com. This morning's crisis in the classroom, we are hearing more reaction from state lawmakers after the state Senate passed a bill this week that would allow teachers to carry guns in the classroom at schools. Governor Lee told Fox 17 that he's open to the idea of teachers and staff being armed in schools, but other state leaders are questioning whether or not this bill is really the answer. Now, the bill that passed the Senate happened on Tuesday, and it would allow teachers and faculty to be armed in schools with the minimum of 40 hours of training plus a psychological evaluation. Senator Paul Bailey says a school district or sheriff's department could choose not to implement this particular policy. He says it's to help some of the rural counties who do not have school resource officers. Some people are concerned about the amount of training for teachers and the potential to cause more harm to students. Senator Mark Pody weighs in and says this.
I don't think that is the best idea that we should do. I think that finding the right path, the teachers that feel comfortable doing it and in the right circumstances with the right training, especially for some of the rural schools, might be a very good option.
I'll look out and go, no, I don't see nothing.
Well, this bill right now is being held in the desk of the Tennessee House, but if the bill could be lifted and voted on at any time before the session ends, we'll see if lawmakers decide to take it up or not. Well, Crisis in the Classroom is our commitment to exposing problems and finding solutions to issues in our schools. If you have a story you think we should know about, you can always let us know with an email. You can find us at news@fox17.com or call our tip line 615-266-4149.
4:03 our time, and we made it to Friday, and boy, do we have a week. The eclipse was only 4 days ago. Think about that. And think about all the showers and storms we've had since then. And even leading into Monday, we're saying hello to a brand new weather pattern and goodbye to all the rain for a couple of days. The sun's going to come out later on today. It'll be here, and we're going to follow that all the way into the upcoming week. And if you get the beat of what I just did right there, good for you at 4:03 this morning. Taking a look here, code red threat level is going to be all clear for us. Slowly warming into the weekend. Today, this afternoon, very similar to yesterday. This is that day where we turn the rain off and then begin to slowly climb into the upcoming weekend. Right now, 52 degrees, crystal clear outside. We'll take a look here at how much cooler we are than yesterday morning. 9 degrees cooler in Nashville, 11 degrees cooler in Murfreesboro. So across the board, all of us are waking up to chillier air. I wouldn't by any means say it's cold. It's just not nearly as warm. Temperatures are back into the 40s and low 50s, where we've been accustomed to 50s to near 60 for a couple mornings in a row. Just keep that in mind. Not the warmest of mornings, but we can manage it. We're going to be mainly sunny the entire day, except for one little area out to the Cumberland Plateau early afternoon. We could sneak in a shower. Not banking on it, but it is possible. I wouldn't worry about it.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 4:04. Quick look outside. Let's get you to I-24 at Harding Place. As you make that drive out and about here on your Friday morning, we are looking really nice so far. No major crashes, no major holdups this morning. You are good to go if you need to hit the road right now. We'll continue to follow things with your traffic live and local through 9. In Operation Crime and Justice, a former Metro Schools drama teacher is now facing criminal charges. He's accused of aggravated sexual battery involving a student. Now, Metro Police say it was this man right here, 60-year-old Gary Scheimer, who inappropriately touched a female student last year. They say it happened while he and the victim were alone in the school at H.G. Hills Middle School. His bond is set at $100,000. Well, happening right now, today is a major fundraiser over at Vanderbilt University at their Day of Giving. Fox 17 News photojournalist Madison Spraker is giving us a live look there from the Vanderbilt campus. You can see right there at the front gates just off of West End. Now, the Day of Giving is when those connected to the school are challenged to donate, and other groups will help match whatever gifts that they give. Those gifts can go to academic programs, or maybe the whole university, plus a lot more. Again, that Day of Giving happening today at Vanderbilt. Right now, over $9 million has been donated, and the challenge closes at noon today. Again, for more information on this, you can visit over with the Vanderbilt University Day of Giving. Well, coming up, controversial figure O.J. Simpson has died. Taking a look back at the trial of the century and the huge impact that the former movie star, pro and college athlete had. Plus, tensions between Iran and Israel is continuing to grow.
Gear up for a pivotal season.
Buckeye Nation has been waiting for this moment.
And it all begins with the annual Ohio State Spring Game.
Saturday at 11 on Fox 17.
.408 is the time. The family of O.J. Simpson says that the legendary running back has died after battling cancer. The Simpson family made the announcement on his official Twitter account yesterday, asking for privacy and grace. They say that he died Wednesday in Las Vegas, surrounded by his family. The 76-year-old had been reportedly battling prostate cancer. O.J. Simpson was a legendary running back from USC and the Buffalo Bills. He was also an actor. In 1995, he stood trial for the double murder of his ex-wife and another man, but was later acquitted. The trial of the century is what they called it, and it captivated television audiences across the country for months. Lots of names that you have come to know over the years got their start covering the trial of the century involving O.J. Simpson.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Of course, that is a famous line from Johnny Cochran during that trial. The evidence seemed incriminating, and the prosecution asked O.J. Simpson to try on a bloody glove that was found on the crime scene. Although he did not testify during the trial, he played a large role with just those 3 words. They're too small. The jury found him not guilty of murder in 1995 after 11 months worth of trial that was watched on television every day by many people. The case sparked tons of debates on race, gender, domestic abuse, the justice system, as well as the justice system involving celebrities as well. An update now on Operation Crime and Justice as citizens gave a tip to Metro Police, and it led to the arrest of a man accused of robbing a Nashville bank. Police say that they were able to arrest 44-year-old Jeremy Godwin yesterday while he was riding in a taxi. Godwin was on federal probation at the time of Tuesday's bank robbery at the Truist Bank on Nolensville Pike. Police say he is now facing federal bank robbery charges. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is now reaching out to his Chinese and Turkish and Saudi counterparts, urging them to help reduce the tensions between Israel and Iran. Now, it comes after the Iranian leaders vowed retaliation for an Israeli airstrike that leveled Iran's consulate in Syria earlier this month. That strike killed 7 members of Iran's Revolutionary Guards, including 2 generals. Now, Israeli officials say they are preparing to respond in kind if Iran follows through. But the State Department is warning that a wider regional conflict is not in anyone's best interest.
We have also engaged with European allies and partners over the past few days and urged them as well to send a clear message to Iran that escalation is not in Iran's interest, it's not in the region's interest, and it's not in the world's interest.
In other words, can everybody please calm down? In anticipation of the potential attack, the United States government is restricting travel for staff in Israel. Complicated story. We'll continue to follow that. Well, up next, Greg Bobus has got a look at your weather outside as he's preparing you for a much warmer weekend. Plus, we've got your steer clear traffic at I-24 at Harding Place. As you get out and about this morning, we're going to tell you where the trouble spots could be. And drinking and driving is illegal. Now, drinking and hiking is about to be banned.
Lane in Brentwood, Tennessee. This property is going to auction on Wednesday, April the 17th at 11 a.m.
If you're interested in bidding on this property or selling your property at auction, go to NashvilleAuctions.com.
4:14 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Live look there over downtown Nashville, Tennessee, as we're getting set for another nice weekend in store. Greg Bobus has got the details for you. As the rain, it would seem, has finally pushed out, we're going to let you know how warm it could be this weekend. Well, if you are hiking or hunting in state wildlife areas, you need to leave your beer and alcohol at home. The Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency is now changing the rule after high rates of accidents involving people who were drinking. The TWRA is now banning all alcohol on state wildlife grounds with the exceptions of designated campgrounds. On Monday, agents will start handing out tickets there on the campgrounds. South Dakota's governor is now banned. Some parts of her home state is now banned from some parts of her home state. This is coming after tribes voted to legally bar Governor Kristi Noem from visiting reservation property. It's their reaction following some comments that she made linking tribal leaders to drug cartels. A total number of 3 tribes have started this particular ban this year, with the latest action coming from the Standing Rock Sioux tribe that was announced just yesterday. In all, Kristi Noem, the governor, cannot legally enter around 10% of the land that she governs. In recent community forums, she made comments that those tribal leaders were more focused on profiting from drug cartels than parenting their children of Native American reservations. Now, a number of tribes demanded that the governor apologize. So far, she has not. She has issued a statement urging tribes to banish cartels from tribal lands. Well, tomorrow, all sorts of spirits will come together for the Bourbon and Bubbles Fest. Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey is live for us this morning over at Geodis Park, normally home of Nashville SC, but this weekend is where all the festivities will be taking place. It's going to happen from 4 until 8 p.m. tomorrow there at Geodis Park. They will welcome guests to a combined party, drinking as well as tasting, drinking tasting out there, and drinks tasting is what I'm trying to say, and a fashion show. They are going to have the 21 Plus Festival that is raising funds to benefit the Iroquois Steeplechase that's going to be happening this May. The annual horseback riding competition takes place over at Percy Warner Park. Those attending the fashion show tomorrow may spot some familiar faces. Fox 17 News' Megan Halloran will be emceeing the event, and our reporters like Kylie Walker and Peyton Muse will be dressed to impress as they walk the runway. You can get tickets from a link on our website at fox17.com. We've got continuing coverage of severe weather that took place on Wednesday. As we're getting brand new video into our newsroom, this tornado was caught just north of Mobile, Alabama, picking up debris near houses in the small towns there just to the north of the city. You can see it there, causing lots and lots of damage, not just in Mobile, Alabama, but in other parts of the South as well. Thankfully, we did not have that kind of situation here at all, as you can get a good look at there at that tornado. Yeah. Greg Bob is standing by with what we can look forward to this weekend. And Greg, we really dodged a bullet.
We did, yeah. That was part of the same system that moved in where we went code red and they took all the energy out of the atmosphere. That was an EF1 tornado right there. That's what could have happened had the forecast panned out and we got a little bit more of a push. So thankfully, we've calmed everything down, Justin. We're looking great. Nothing to worry about today or tomorrow or Sunday. No more rain. We'll actually, dare I say, have more sunshine than anything else. We're clear right now, but we're also a little bit cooler over downtown. So keep that in mind. Temperatures have dropped about 10 degrees compared to yesterday morning. 52 degrees right now in Nashville. Nothing to be upset about. We're not cold. We're just cooler. It actually feels kind of nice because we knocked out a little bit of the mugginess we had there. And as far as the school day goes, a little bit better than the last couple of days. Leave the rain gear at home. 50 degrees, light jacket, probably good at the first bell. After school, 65 degrees. That means after school sports here on a Friday, we're good to go. There aren't going to be any worries here other than a breeze. So just keep that in mind. It will be a little bit breezy on and off throughout the afternoon and evening. Average high temperatures in April. April 1st, right near 70, just a little bit below. And now we're kind of getting to that point to where we should be right around 70 or above every day for the rest of the month. And that's where we're going to be. We're going to show you the 7-day forecast momentarily. You're going to probably give it a little bit of a golf clap here. Oh, golf forecast next half hour, too. Maybe you've been itching to get it back out on the links. Today's a good day for it. Backyard forecast, though. Burning off some energy outside. 52 degrees will be your temperature at 9 a.m., 64 by 3. This is that sneak peek at your 7-day. I said we should be above 70. Look at that. Sunday through Thursday of next week, every day above 80 degrees.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to the latest happening on I-65 Trinity Lane there on the north side. We're looking really nice as far as your traffic is concerned over there. No big problems as you get out and about this morning. Of course, we are always watching because things can change. But right now, your drive time's on the green from Mount Juliet to Murfreesboro to Franklin. We are looking good on the road so far. Operation Crime and Justice. You are looking at the mugshot of the Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashid Rice. The Dallas Police Department says that Rice turned himself in last night. He posted a $40,000 bond not long after he was arrested there. The 23-year-old surrendered after police issued a warrant for his arrest. He's accused of being involved in a 6-car chain reaction crash there in Dallas last month and then leaving the scene. 4 people were hurt in that crash. Mr. Rice is now charged with aggravated assault as well as collision involving injury and more. So far, there's no word from his attorney. Well, a slow start at Augusta National for the Masters tournament, but it will pick up again later today. A 2-hour weather delay yesterday pushed the start time back, and play had to be suspended because of darkness. So the first round will resume today. As of right now, Bryson DeChambeau is leading the pack at 7 under. Scotty Scheffler just 1 stroke back. Again, the Masters will resume a little bit later today. You can see Tiger Woods tied for 17th at 1 under. We'll see if he can make a comeback. Well, coming up, we are just under 2 weeks away from the upcoming NFL draft. Titans fans are wondering who will be wearing two-tone blue. The recruits the team may be picking up. And the Nashville Predators headed for the stand.
Could be our next hometown hero. Each month, the hero selected will be featured on Fox 17 News. Celebrate local heroes with Fox 17 News Hometown Heroes. Sponsored by Ponce Law.
4:24 is the time. Believe it or not, the NFL draft is now less than 2 weeks away. The Tennessee Titans have the number 7 overall pick in the draft, and the majority of the mock drafts have the Titans picking an offensive lineman. The question is, which one? Well, it's a big need for the two-tone blue, especially after Titans quarterbacks were sacked a whopping 64 times. The Notre Dame offensive tackle Joe Alt is favored as well. The biggest pick there in the mock drafts, Alabama's J.C. Latham, who is a load of a human being, could be another one. Titans head coach Brian Callahan says they are planning ahead for draft day, and of course they're ready for any surprises.
This is the time for all of those things when people are, coaches are advocating for guys they like, scouts are advocating for the players they like. You have conversations if there's huge discrepancies in the grades. And then by the time we get to the draft, we've cemented our plan for the most part on what directions we'll head based on what events happen in front of us.
Well, the Titans have a total of 8 picks in this year's NFL draft. Day one is set for not next Thursday, but the following Thursday, April 25th is when the draft will happen. Well, the Nashville Predators have clinched a playoff spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but a lot of folks are wondering who will be their opponent in the first round. The Preds will face either the Vancouver Canucks or the Dallas Stars or the Edmonton Oilers. Nashville has 3 regular season games left, and their performance will determine exactly who their first round opponent could be.
We've got one goal of getting in the playoffs now. Our main objective is to keep building our game, growing it, and keep the momentum. You know, we've been on a pretty good run of playing good hockey, and it's going to be tested here for the last 3.
Well, the Nashville Predators will be in Chicago taking on the Blackhawks tonight, and then they've got the Blue Jackets of Columbus tomorrow night. They will clinch that first wild card spot. If they can get a couple of wins there, that would mean they would take on the Dallas, or they would not face the Stars in the first round if that is what they did. Let's get to your forecast with Greg Bogus.
426, take a look at the forecast. Finally made it to Friday. We're getting toward the weekend today. We clear out all the things that happened earlier in the week when it comes to rain. The only thing that's going to stick around is a little bit of a breeze throughout today, and that's going to bring in warmer air, though. It's breeze out of the south, meaning our temperature of only 68 degrees today is the coolest high temperature we're going to see for the next 7 to 10 days. Possibly even the next 14 days. A little below average. We should be at right around 71 this time of the year, so we're close. Now, we're not worried about much happening here as far as anything we have any cause for concern of, and here is your weekend. The warming begins. 79 degrees for your Saturday, 82 on Sunday. Tons of sunshine, better mornings. Tomorrow morning will be one more cool one in the 40s, but then we go back to the 50s to near 60 on Sunday morning. And then we'll continue to be even warmer than that for your morning temps next week. You can holster the winter coat for the foreseeable future after today and tomorrow if you still want a heavier jacket when 40s start off your day. Fox 17 Code Red weather app now, it's not as useful for the radar as it will be for your daily temperatures that will fluctuate day to day. You can scan the QR code right there, or you can go to the Apple Store, Google Play Store. We plug in the numbers. You get our 7-day forecast, our hour-by-hour forecast. We'll tell you why you should start making plans for the weekend coming up in a few. Right now, a look at Steer Clear traffic.
Steer Clear traffic takes us to the north side. This is going to be I-65 at the 20 junction. This area will be a parking lot later today. Right now, though, could not ask for better traffic as you get out and about from the north side there, from Goodlettsville, Hendersonville, all the villes there to the north, Madison, Pleasant View, of course, Whites Creek. Everybody, good morning. Your drive ahead of you looking really nice right now. Well, coming up, a bill that is banning marriage between first cousins is now headed to the governor's desk. But one lawmaker made a very surprising objection. We're going to let you hear about that. Plus,
don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, now on Fox 17 News This Morning, 2 state offices are combining their mission and will be working together to help Tennesseans. We're going to tell you why some say the move could be a very good thing. And stealing from a shelter for animals. That's what police say one woman did in Williamson County. We've got footage of that theft.
And a look downtown right now, we are clear, a little bit cooler, but the rain is gone. How long it'll stay away before our next weathermaker coming up in your forecast.
All right, thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Justin McFarland, just after 4:30 here on your Friday. Congratulations, you made it. Well, we begin this morning with 2 state groups that are now one, united under a single mission, and that is to help vulnerable Tennesseans. At least that's the goal. Governor Bill Lee signed a law into action that would unite Tennessee's Department of Disability and Tennessee's Commission on Aging. The new department will help Tennesseans over the age of 60 as well as those with disabilities.
Tennesseans need to know the services that exist and how to access those services, whether they be state services or services provided by nonprofits or our faith-based communities.
The department will begin its work coming up on July the 1st. Well, the bill making it illegal in Tennessee to marry your first cousin is now headed to the governor's desk. Now, that bill made it through the House for a third and final vote just yesterday, but the decision was shockingly not unanimous. State Representative Gino Bluzzo of Brentwood proposed an amendment that would leave the door open for male first cousins to marry. He argued that the bill as written violates the Supreme Court ruling that legalizes same-sex marriage. Listen.
So the question is there a public health issue with a male marrying a male first cousin? Obviously, I think the answer is no.
My bill is drafted would be the lineal descent of a grandparent, which would include first cousins, regardless of sex.
The amendment failed, but the bill did pass 75-2. It closes what's considered to be an unintended loophole on a law that was passed all the way back in 1829. I want to hear from you. Should Tennesseans pass a law prohibiting people from marrying their first cousin? 75% of you say, yeah, we should do that. Another 25% of you say no. Now, listen, before we move on here, I just want to take note. The amount of people who have voted in this particular poll, 7,471, which for one of our polls is it's a lot of people. So if you would like to cast your vote, you can do so by scanning that QR code there on the side of your screen. You can also visit us on our X page. You can find us at our handle, which is Fox Nashville. In Operation Crime and Justice, the Franklin Police Department is now working to find the woman they say stole a donation box from an animal shelter. Take a look, everyone. Police say it happened on April the 4th at the Williamson County Animal Shelter. They say that surveillance video shows Victoria Hughes speaking with shelter staff before taking the donation box with cash and then hiding it under her hoodie. The shelter says the box had just under $200 in it. The Franklin Police Department says that Hughes is also wanted by Metro Police for failure to appear. If you have any information about where she may be, you're asked to call the Williamson County Crime Stoppers at 794-4000.
4:34 your time, taking a look at your forecast. We're changing the weather pattern up considerably here for us today and into the upcoming weekend. It's that shift where you go, hello, something new that I enjoy. Goodbye, that thing I wanted to get rid of a few days ago, which was the rain and the thunderstorm potential, which is good. So the sun's going to come out later on today for the majority of us. A little cloud cover, especially well east of I-65, but there'll still be enough sun to enjoy the day, and that'll follow us into the upcoming weekend. Taking a look, we're all clear for code red. All we're tracking are just some wind gusts that'll pick up, that'll bring in warmer air into the weekend. Are you all ready for a couple of 80s? And when I say a couple, I mean maybe an entire week's worth. We're getting very, very close to it. Right now we are cool though. Here's our camera overlooking downtown, and we have our temperatures because we are relatively clear that have had the chance to dip into the upper 40s and low 50s. That is about 10 degrees cooler than the same time yesterday morning. Keep that in mind as you're heading out, that you're going to feel a little bit cooler right now, but the afternoon, middle 60s, partly cloudy. Coming up, the next check of your code red forecast will detail a gorgeous looking weekend. We will find a few though days of next week when our next storm chances will creep back in.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you out and about to I-24. This is at Hickory Hollow Parkway down in the Antioch area. You can see their traffic moving along very nicely. No big holdups in either direction out there. No overnight construction, no major crashes. We are all to the good before you drive this morning at 4:35. We'll continue to follow things, let you know if anything does pop up with Steer Clear Traffic live and local with you through 9. Exciting news for Clarksville, as Whataburger says it is ready to open up a third location there on Monday. Now, the newest restaurant will be located at 1800 Fort Campbell Boulevard and features a double drive-through as well as custom mural inside featuring Tennessee icons. The first 2 people in line will receive Whataburger for a year, and the first 100 people will receive Whataburger goodie bags. The grand opening is set for 11 a.m. on Monday. Well, coming up, a state corrections officer has now been arrested, who the sheriff says helped him with a month-long investigation. And the TSA says they've taken over 1,000 guns from travelers this year alone.
Smart talk, smart, smart. You are smart, smarty pants.
You gotta unleash the power.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
.439 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. You take a live look there. Not at the capital of the state of Tennessee, but at the capital of the state of Georgia. That is Atlanta, and that is the Olympic Park. Of course, you may remember Atlanta played host to the Olympics back in 1996. A couple of hours from there, the center of the sports world is watching the Augusta National Golf Tournament that happens there every year, a.k.a. the Masters, which has just teed off. They had to suspend play yesterday because of darkness, but they'll be teeing off yet again coming up a little bit later this morning. A month-long investigation ended with the Putnam County jailer, Anthony Chandler, being charged with bringing contraband into the jail. No word on what that includes. The sheriff's office says that he's grateful for citizens who helped detectives with their internal investigation. New numbers from the Transportation Security Administration shows that more than 1,500 guns were confiscated at U.S. airports in just the past 3 months. Now, what we're talking about here is the TSA right there at the airport. They say they are collecting an average of around 16.5 guns per day. What's more, the TSA says that 93% of the weapons were loaded, which is the equivalent to nearly 1,400 guns. Now, the 10 airports that saw the most confiscations were the mostly found in the South. Places like Dallas, Fort Worth International. In Dallas, Texas, they took home the top spot. Let's get over to Greg. He's going to look at your weekend forecast.
That we do. We finally made it to Friday, and boy, do we have to go through a lot of not necessarily turmoil with the weather, but just nuisance weather here when it came to day after day, relentless showers and at times thunderstorms. Now up and out the door, what do we expect? A clear sky, just a little bit cooler. That is it for the morning. 48 degrees at 5 o'clock. We'll be at 47 degrees by the time we get to 7 o'clock. So we're going to keep things hovering in the upper 40s until about 9 a.m. And then we'll go to the 60s later on this afternoon. The umbrella, you can leave it at home. Any raincoats, leave them at home. Just know that today will be about as warm as yesterday was, so a little breezy as well. Nothing should slow us down here at BNA when it comes to our weather, so Flightcast looking good here on a Friday. 52 degrees at 9 o'clock, 64 by 3 p.m. Big board right now, very calm. Only 4 delays so far this morning. Sitting right now at 52 degrees. We'll keep our eyes on the forecast and the skies as this is a big getaway and coming into town kind of a day. We'll work you into a beautiful weekend in just a few minutes.
441 is the time. Taking a look at your steer clear traffic as you get out and about this morning. This is going to be I-24 at the I-65 junction there on the north side of town. Traffic moving along without delay. We're doing just fine. Thank you very much there on that north side. Let's go to 24 at Hickory Hollow Parkway. Also looking good down there near the Tanger outlets as they get set for another day of operation. We'll be sure to watch anything that is happening and let you know what we find with steer clear traffic live and local with you through 9. Well, coming up, a nonprofit is working with Tennessee schools to make sure children have shoes on their feet. We're going to tell you how they raised funds just yesterday. And a national program that helps
ways to treat even more types of cancer. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. See all the types of cancer Keytruda is known for at Keytruda.com and ask your doctor if Keytruda could be right for you.
444 is the time. The White House weighing in on a famine report in Gaza, saying that progress is being made, but it's just not enough. Now, they made a promise that we are going to be seeing a difference. Take a look in here.
They made a promise. We're seeing a difference here. We're seeing aid getting in. Of course, it's not going to be enough, right? Of course, we need to see more progress. Of course, we know how dire the situation is.
That is, of course, the White House speaking there. That promise included immediately opening up a pedestrian crossing into northern Gaza to allow for more aid. But Israeli officials canceled those plans this week. Instead, they say they will be building a brand new crossing. But a timeline has not been given. The actual amount of aid Getting in is also in doubt. Workers on the ground dispute Israeli reports of an increase in shipment. Talking about the high cost of homelessness this morning, an organization working to help put sneakers on the feet of homeless children. Now, Souls for Souls hosted a fundraiser combining the 1920s speakeasy style with the goal to buy new athletic shoes for children in need. According to the organization, more than 5,000 children in Middle Tennessee are unhoused. The nonprofit works closely with schools to help children get the shoes that they want and need.
If we can provide them with this and give them that confidence, we know that they increase their school attendance, we know that they participate more fully in sports and other activities, and it just makes a meaningful impact.
Souls for Souls is a global nonprofit that turns unwanted shoes and clothing into educational and economic opportunities by putting items to good use and keeping them from going to waste. Well, your internet bill might go up as much as $16 to $40 next month, and even more after that. That is if you are one of nearly 23 million American households that get subsidized through the Affordable Connectivity Program. That program is now winding down. Some lawmakers are trying to increase the push to refund that particular type of effort out there. Amy Kelly has the very latest from Fox News.
The most successful internet affordability program in our nation's history will soon run out of money unless Congress acts.
New efforts are underway to stop internet prices from surging next month for nearly 23 million American households. The Affordable Connectivity Program is almost out of money. Now, the FCC is set to cut subsidies by more than half in May. Without new funding, later they'll be gone.
From education to employment, to scheduling healthcare appointments, to access to health services, everyone deserves affordable internet access.
Some lawmakers are increasing their push to keep funding the program. A bipartisan Senate bill to give it $7 billion has 5 co-sponsors after 2 joined yesterday. A House plan has majority support in the chamber, but it's unclear if Speaker Mike Johnson will bring it to the floor. House Republicans are pushing to rein in government spending, and the program is left over from the pandemic.
High-speed internet isn't a luxury anymore. It's an absolute necessity.
The Biden administration is trying to help consumers understand provider fees with a new regulation unveiled yesterday.
A lot of times there's hidden fees, things like data caps or throttling, or you have to pay more for data.
The FCC now requires internet providers to use what looks like a nutrition label. It shows plan details like fees and services.
The hope is that if it's more transparent, you can make a better choice as a consumer.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Well, take a look at this. A racehorse in Australia has escaped its stall and decided that it was going to a very special destination. Now, commuters were visibly surprised as the racehorse joined them on a train station platform. This was in Sydney yesterday, or actually last Friday, excuse me, so a week ago. The video was released Wednesday by the Transportation Authority there in Australia. Can you imagine? You must think you're dreaming or something. Transport from the New South Wales shared the closed caption or closed circuit television. The footage is very unexpected for travelers on social media. The commuter was, quote, horsing around, some people said. The horse was eventually taken away on a truck and returned to its owner in the middle of all the rainy weather. I mean, we don't have a subway here in Nashville at all, but I've been to other cities where, you stand out there on the platform and it's kind of ho-hum. You're just waiting, you're looking for the schedule, you're like, what time is this train? And then a horse comes flying by.
Well, and then first thing that came to mind, Justin, when I saw it is, of course, he has the horse blanket on, but it's the white with the black, almost like he was waiting for his date to get off the train and just go grab some apples somewhere or something. Like, I could not imagine seeing that.
It's really, really bizarre. All right, what's our weather looking like right here? No horses. Well, you know, maybe a good day for horses as you get out and about.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, we know we've got a lot of them here around the Nashville area and in Middle Tennessee, that is for sure. Backyard for anyone, whether that's with the horses or we're just having the kids out there finally get them out of the house to get a little bit of energy worked out. 52 degrees at 9 a.m., 61 at noon, 64 degrees at 3 p.m. And that temperature going to continue to stay very similar to yesterday when it comes to afternoon. Just today, things will get better tomorrow. Maybe you've been itching to get out there. It's the spring. Light up the grill. See things moving forward here. What does it look like going outside? Mix of sun and clouds for the evening hours will keep things in the 50s and 60s. So flip it around. Take a look. 66 at 5, 64 at 6, 62 degrees at 7 o'clock. Mainly sunny to end the day. No problems. The one thing that could get at you here, though, if your grill is exposed to the wind, that could mess with the flame just a little bit. Keep that in mind. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. Forecast today, 68 degrees. Below average. Breezy, but below average here by a couple of degrees. This is the coolest day we're going to have out of the next 7 days in the forecast. Here we go. 68 goes to 79 tomorrow. Low 80s starting on Sunday. Great looking weekend. Next week, a little bit unsettled late Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's just focus on the good for now, and we'll start picking up that weather maker when it comes to timing as we get into the upcoming weekend.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's take a look here at I-40 at Donaldson Pike. This is very close to Nashville International Airport. As you can see here, traffic moving along pretty well. No big problems out there near the airport coming up here for this Friday. So if you've got that early morning flights or perhaps you're picking someone up, no matter what you're doing, things are fine out there near BNA. Now, we'll continue to watch things for you, give you your latest drive times as we head towards our 5 o'clock hour. A speaker marketed for children could pose a significant fire risk. Now, we're talking about the Yoto mini speaker that is being voluntarily recalled because of a lithium battery that can overheat. There have been several reports of the speaker overheating or melting. No one was hurt, but customers can go to the Yoto website for instructions about how to receive a brand new charging cable so that won't happen. That cable will only charge the battery to a safe level. Yoto says it has also released an automatic software update to help improve battery management. Scary, scary stuff. A brand new memoir by Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny is set to be published coming up here this fall. Now, Navalny wrote a book titled Patriot before he died while being imprisoned in the Arctic. The book chronicles his life, his rise to become a major critic of the Russian President Vladimir Putin, and also the various attempts by the Kremlin to silence him. Navalny's widow is working to edit the manuscript. It will be published in the United States coming up in October, and the Russian language edition of the book is expected to be available very soon as well. Well, coming up, a Mid-State Girl Scout troop is working to reunite pets with their owners. We're going to tell you about the big purchase they have made. And former Vice President Mike...
Asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Steer clear traffic, excuse me. No, it's 4:55. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. We'll get to steer clear traffic in just a second. First, I want to tell you about what's happening there in downtown Nashville. The streets are not wet. Maybe they haven't bothered to come through and clean them. We're doing okay out there so far. Greg Bobus will be along with a look at your wonderful forecast. It's going to feel very spring-like coming up here in the next few minutes because, you know, it is spring after all. A Mid-State Girl Scout troop is making a difference for lost pets. Now, the girls from Troop 1255 in Brentwood are funding a tool to try to help animal owners reunite with their furry friends. Now, the Girl Scouts using their hard-earned money from cookie sales to provide 2 microchip scanning stations in Williamson County. If you come across a wayward dog or cat, you can quickly scan for a microchip to see exactly where it is they belong. The Scouts will have one scanner for community members to use at the John P. Holt Brentwood Library, and the other one will be at the Williamson County Animal Shelter. Let's get to Greg. Look at your forecast here.
Yes, absolutely. I'm getting out the door here. When to mow is the big thing here now, because I'm sure you might look at your lawn in the next couple of days and go, well, that happened because of all the rain, thunder, and lightning across a good chunk of the mid-state. So today I would wait until later in the day just because there will still be some wet grass out there. But I would say late today and then into Saturday and Sunday, things do start to get better, kind of hour by hour. Weekend outlook. Don't spend it all on yard work. Divvy up the time. Find some time to enjoy yourself. Take a look at that. 79 degrees on your Saturday, 82 on Sunday. The warming trend begins. It will look fantastic all weekend long with plenty of sunshine. I do want to tell you that if you don't take advantage of these 2 days, you will keep the warmth going into next week, but there will be a few showers and storms Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday while we stay in the 80s. You can always connect. You can send your dogs of the day on Facebook to meteorologist Greg Bobus. We're going to show one here coming up next hour, and then you can also go to our X pages on Twitter.com for the most up-to-date breaking weather when we have that happening in real time.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out and about here. I-40 at Donaldson Pike, close to the airport. We're doing okay out in that direction if you've got that flight. I-24 at Haywood Lane, also looking pretty good over there in that direction. If you're heading in from the Antioch area, no major crashes so far as you get out and about this morning. Things can get busy and get busy in a hurry, but right now we're doing good. We'll continue to watch the roads for you. Measles cases are on the rise across the United States. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says there's been more than 100 cases of measles in the U.S. since January. Now, officials say there has been a major spread. Measles could lose its elimination status. In 2000, measles were officially eliminated, which means there have been no outbreaks for at least a 12-month period. However, from 2020 through March of this year, more than 300 cases were confirmed in the United States. Measles can be deadly, especially for children. Symptoms include fever, rough cough, and rashes as well. Former Vice President Mike Pence has a brand new job. A conservative Christian college in Pennsylvania says Pence has accepted a teaching position at the school. Grove City College made the announcement yesterday. They say that Mike Pence was there to deliver the keynote address at the college's Institute for Faith and Freedom Conference. The college says that Mike Pence will be visiting as a fellow at its new Center for Faith and Public Life. Now, over his years in public office, the former vice president has been very open about his Christian faith. Hidden artworks and paintings have been unearthed by archaeologists. This happened overseas here. Take a look. You can see it there for yourself. This is in Pompeii as the archaeologists released new images showing the preserved paintings that have been buried since Mount Vesuvius erupted back in AD 79 AD in this case. Now, the artwork shows various images from Greek mythology and are believed to have been displayed in a boutique type of room. Now, the excavation site is a part of a bigger project aimed at making the site in Pompeii more sustainable. Our 5 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. 5 o'clock on the dot right now. Should teachers be able to carry in the classroom? Now on Fox 17 News This Morning, leaders are weighing in on that question, and we'll take a closer look at the hottest debate. Plus, a big day for Vanderbilt University in Midtown, how their Day of Giving is expected to bring in millions of dollars.
Well, we had the eclipse on Monday, but have seen almost no sun since. Oh, wait for this weekend. The best forecast we've had in about 10 days coming your way in a few minutes.
Greg, thanks. Happy Friday to you. Thanks for joining us for Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell. Erica is off. Let's get right to breaking news that we're following right now. We begin this morning with Metro Police, who confirms one person has been shot in an overnight shooting that played out on Delway Villa Road. This is just off Dickerson Pike, north of Talbot's Corner. Main intersection here that you might recognize would be in the area of I-24, I-65, and Trinity Lane. All right, so that's where we've got it. Police have not released a whole lot of information right now, but we will continue to monitor this story and keep you updated on air and online. Let's get to the other big stories you'll want to know about before you head out the door here on your Friday. Manhattan Court will start jury selection in the criminal case against former President Trump coming up Monday. About a dozen jurors are set to become the first people to decide judgment against a former president charged of a crime. This trial is among the first 4 criminal prosecutions against Mr. Trump. If convicted, he faces up to 4 years in prison. And in case you missed it yesterday, O.J. Simpson has died after a battle with cancer. His family making that announcement on Twitter. They say he died in Vegas, surrounded by family. Of course, he played for the Buffalo Bills. He was an actor. He stood trial for the double murder of his ex-wife and another man, but was eventually acquitted. O.J. Simpson died at the age of 76. And keeping an eye on the economy, a small but growing number of federal officials and economists say it's possible that interest rate hikes could be coming. Remember at the beginning of the year when they were all forecasting potential cuts? Well, now we're not only looking at remaining the same, but also the possibility of raising the interest rates again. Michelle Bowman says an increase might be needed if the inflation progress reverses. The latest report we just got this week shows things are not looking good. Crisis in the classroom right now. We are hearing more reaction from lawmakers after the state Senate passed a bill this week that would allow teachers to carry guns at school. They would do this through certain training. Governor Lee telling Fox 17 News that he's open to the idea of teachers and staff being armed in schools. We have state leaders, though, who are questioning whether this particular bill is the answer. The bill that passed the Senate, as I just mentioned, did that Tuesday, and it would allow teachers and faculty to carry in schools with a minimum of 40 hours of training and a psychological evaluation. Senator Paul Bailey says a school district or sheriff's office could choose not to implement this policy, but he says it's to help rural counties who maybe don't have school resource officers. So teachers perhaps could be a benefit if they were carrying and trained. Some people are concerned about the amount of training for teachers and the potential to cause more harm to students. Here's Senator Mark Pody weighing in.
I don't think that is the best idea that we should do. I think that finding the right path, the teachers that feel comfortable doing it and in the right circumstances with the right training, especially for some of the rural schools, might be a very good option.
So the bill right now is on the desk in the House. I mentioned it passed the Senate. It's currently in the House, but it could be voted on at any time before the session ends. By the way, in case you were curious when our legislative session ends, right now it's slated to end April 25th.
5:04, taking a look at your forecast. We deserve this weekend. We're going to take a look at it, and we've got some really good weather ahead of us here. What is new this morning in the weather world couldn't be more different than the last couple of days. We're not tracking any rainfall here across the majority of Middle Tennessee. And you go, what do you mean no rain majority? Cumberland Plateau, you could have a half-hour shower right around 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon. Then that is it. Cooler morning temps, though. Waking up about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday morning. Right side of your screen, you'll see upper 40s and low 50s. We've been in the 50s and 60s the last few mornings. Not cold, just cooler. Weekend warm-up. All clear, no code red. Right now, crystal clear. That is why we are just a touch cooler after that cold front brought in the rain we had yesterday. Hometown temperatures don't typically show them, but when they're this different compared to yesterday, I want you to know what you're getting up and out the door to. Cumberland Plateau, middle 40s, 51 in Nashville, 48 in Dickson, 50 in Lewisburg. Temps may drop 1 or 2 more degrees, and then they're back to the middle 60s. So school day forecast, first bell 50 degrees, loaded up with sunshine. After school, couple of clouds, 65. Any after school sports, whether that be practices or games, looking fantastic. Just a little bit breezy here throughout the day and this evening.
Greg just gave you a good-looking weekend forecast. I've got a great view and steer clear traffic. I-40 at Donaldson Pike over by the airport looking great this morning. If you've got an early morning flight, maybe you're going to get out of town for the weekend. No problems at all. No backups, no crashes. In fact, a quick check with TDOT here. We are crash-free in Middle Tennessee. Happening today, a big fundraiser for Vanderbilt University. This is part of their Day of Giving. Our Fox 17 News photojournalist Madison Spraker giving us a live look this morning over at the campus in Midtown. So anybody who has been connected to the school over the years being asked to donate, and other groups as well are going to match those gifts. And all the money that is raised during their Day of Giving at Vanderbilt goes toward academic programs, the university as a whole, different projects, right? When we think about projects, we've got a big one right now happening at the football stadium where they are completely renovating the end zones. Right now, if we get a check of their page, we've had 5,881 donors donate more than $9 million so far. The challenge closes at noon today. 5:07 is your time right now. After the death of O.J. Simpson, we're taking a look back at his complicated legacy. A football star, an actor, a man who was ultimately acquitted in a double murder. And the U.S. government says a lot of agencies got exposed by a group of hackers.
Sonic Express.
Good morning. Just about 5:10 right now, making headlines, the death of O.J. Simpson. And this morning we're taking a look at his life and you could say complicated legacy. Boy, there was a lot to wrap up here. You'll never forget, none of us, unless you, well, I guess unless you weren't alive at the time and maybe you've just read about it in the books, but the infamous chase of the white Ford Bronco he was driving after they determined that his wife and another man, Cato Kalin, were found dead on his property. He was acquitted in that case. But, you know, that just sparked an absolute media circus. I mean, here's O.J. Simpson. He's, you know, a former NFL star. He's an actor, and he gets, you know, trotted out to the courtroom in handcuffs. This whole case was watched for months from people around the world. So, you know, the criminal jury that was involved in that trial eventually found O.J. Simpson not guilty, but a civil trial did find him responsible. And then there were all kinds of questions about his guilt over the years after that. Simpson's family says that he died yesterday after a battle with prostate cancer. Back here at home, we're going to go to Humphreys County this morning, where developing right now, authorities are asking for your help finding a missing person. So if you are in that area, heads up here. They're looking for 25-year-old Kiera Hollabaugh. Hollabaugh last seen driving a gray 2020 Kia Rio. We've got her picture and a picture of the car right here on your screen. We're told that she often visits the Murfreesboro and Shelbyville areas. She's from Humphreys County. If you have any information at all about where she could be, you're asked to call the Humphreys County Sheriff's Office. We do have that number at the bottom of your screen if you need to jot that down or take a screen grab. It's 931-296-2301. We have a breach making headlines this Friday morning. The U.S. government says several U.S. agencies could be at risk now because of government hackers from Russia. There is a hacking group that is tied to a Russian military intelligence agency that stole Microsoft corporate emails, passwords, and other secret material. This breach happened in January. Well, just this week, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency put out a directive, and it requires any agencies that might have been impacted to change logins, that would include username and password, and to look into what else might be at risk. The group responsible for this breach also believed to be behind the hacking of Democratic National Committee computers during the 2016 presidential campaign. Right now, we've got a live look from Nashville Metro Center. This is where our camera is mounted, giving you a view kind of toward the river. And hey, listen, we've got you covered in a forecast with Greg that I think you're really going to like. We'll have an update with Greg in just a moment. Plus, steer clear traffic. We're always out there watching for you to make sure that there's nothing that's going to get in your way on your morning commute. And so far, things are looking really good, even on I-24. Drinking and driving, of course, illegal. Drinking and hiking also about
dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Living with type 2 diabetes?
Ask about the power of 3 with Ozempic.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Happy Friday to you. Another live look into Nashville showing you everything is looking nice and calm to start your Friday. And I think that's something that we're all grateful for. And we've got a beautiful weekend on tap. So stick with us as we detail how the next few days will shape up and then what we'll be watching as we get into next week. Breaking news right now coming in from the White House. We understand that just moments ago, the Biden administration announced they are now planning to forgive another round of student loan debt to the tune of $7.4 billion. They're making this announcement, as I mentioned just moments ago. They are planning to forgive student loan debt for 277,000 borrowers. Now, this is part of a program that Mr. Biden enacted for some specific groups of borrowers. They have to qualify for the forgiveness. But listen, Republicans have really criticized this program, saying what President Biden is doing isn't legal. There have been challenges at the Supreme Court regarding what he's trying to do. And the big question here is, how are taxpayers ultimately going to have to foot the bill for this? So the president says he's going to waive $7.5 billion worth of student loan debt. Who ultimately is going to have to pay for that? That's the billion-dollar question. We'll be working to dive deeper into this story live through 9. Hey, for those of you who are hiking or hunting in state wildlife areas, you need to know that you're going to have to leave your alcohol at home. The Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency changing the rules now after they've had a lot of cases of people who are drunk trail riding and frequent accidents involving people who have been drinking. Again, this is in state wildlife areas. The TWRA now banning all alcohol on state wildlife grounds with the exception of designated campgrounds. And starting Monday, heads up, starting Monday, agents will start handing out tickets. We got a lot happening this weekend in Nashville. For starters, tomorrow we have the Bourbon and Bubbles Fest. It's going to happen over at Geodis Park, and our Fox 17 photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey live there this morning. Nice and quiet, but festivities really going to kick off tomorrow. We're talking 4 to 8 p.m. at Geodis Park. This is the Bourbon and Bubbles Fest, where you can do drink samplings. You can eat from the food trucks. They'll have fashion shows. You can buy different types of fashion as it pertains to horse races that are coming up. You know, we've got steeplechase and we've got the Kentucky Derby coming up. This is 21 and over. It is a fundraiser for the Iroquois steeplechase. They'll have bourbon, champagne, beer, Prosecco, wine, more. And if you go, you might see some of our Fox 17 folks there. Megan O'Halloran is going to MC the event. We've got a couple of our reporters who will be in the steeplechase fashion show. And then just a good time. If you're interested in tickets, they are still available. You can either get a standard admission ticket, which I think is about $60. We had the folks, the organizers on our show yesterday talking about it. And then if you wanted the VIP event, it's $100 some for that. Hey, this morning, keeping an eye on floodwaters that are still swamping parts of the U.S. right now. We go to Pennsylvania after a lot of rain moved through that area overnight. So let's take a look here. My goodness. Look at the flooding in Washington County, Pennsylvania. This is just outside of Pittsburgh. Several feet of water rushing into these businesses here. We're talking record rainfall, historic flooding in some spots. Man, oh man, what a mess that is to clean up. Now, we do know that at least almost 3 inches of rain in all fell. Greg had been following the potential for us to, get a little bit more rain than what we would like to have. But Greg, I think a lot of our totals still stayed way below that kind of level.
Well below that, and honestly in a place where it helped more than it hurt. It just was kind of every day where it was just the doldrums of, okay, gloomy and rainy. Now, I want to see if you catch what I'm doing here, because you like music. I know you do.
I do.
Just see if you get where I'm going with this.
I see what you did there.
So we're going to say hello to a brand new weather pattern and goodbye to the old.
I see what you did.
So here comes the sun later today.
Yeah.
And we're going to follow the sun into the upcoming.
I'll follow the sun. Great song.
Jen nails it at 5:20 here. So if you get the beat of what I just did, I gave you one more clue right there. Good for you at 503. Take it, or 520, I should say. Taking a look here. All clear when it comes to our code red threat level. All we're watching now is just a temperature increase into the weekend. This morning, a little cooler, upper 40s, low 50s. Keep that in mind. We're not going to start off very warm. We're not going to end very warm, but it's just not cold either. We're in that kind of Goldilocks zone where comfort is the name of the game. Taking a look, we're relatively clear right now. Plenty of sun to start the day. Hometown temperatures upper 40s to low 50s to start today. We'll be at 65 later on this afternoon. No rain, just sun the next couple of days. Taking a look here, let's just go to your 7-day forecast and put it all together. Look at the good stuff. 68 degrees today, 79 tomorrow, 82 on Sunday, and then we continue in the low to middle 80s Monday through Thursday of next week.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's take a good look here at I-40 at Spence Lane, just east of downtown. You can see traffic there moving along without any problems. We are accident free so far out there on the Mid-State roads. When something changes, we'll be here to let you know live through 9.
521 right now, sports headlines, and I know so many of you follow Kentucky sports. We've got big news for you. BYU coach Mark Pope reportedly negotiating with Kentucky to take John Calipari's place. ESPN reports that Pope, again, who's at Brigham Young University, played for Kentucky's 1996 national championship team and is expected to reach an agreement with the school. By the way, we had Baylor's basketball coach, UConn's basketball coach, both turned down the Kentucky job earlier in the week. Calipari, by the way, now the new Arkansas head coach. We go to Rutherford County this morning, where they're looking for money to build.
Straighten out your steering for the best price in town.
Visit budgetbrakes.com. Brakes starting at just $100. Alignment starting at $59.99.
5:24 is the time. Earlier this year, the Rutherford County Commission wanted permission from the state of Tennessee to charge impact fees on new builders. They say the impact fees was going to help with the construction of brand new schools, and they need plenty of new schools out there in Rutherford County because of all the people moving to that area. But the state did not do that. They would not take up the bill at all. They did do something else that would give them a little bit money, but it's not all the money that they needed. That led to some frustration that was expressed overnight.
Because I find it interesting that there's a delegation that is not supporting Rutherford County. A delegation that's been voted by a lot of y'all that's not doing things in the best interest of our county. I find that very strange.
State legislature listened to lobbyists for special interest groups and not to the people who elected them. Hopefully that will work itself out. We will not get involved in those conversations. That'll be up to the voters to make that decision.
Well, the county commission says they will be trying again next year because they need the money for these new schools.
5:25, looking ahead to the weekend. You made it to your Friday. We're not having to deal with anything weather-related today. Starting off in the 40s on the right side of your screen, we'll keep those current temps and the forecast for the next couple of days ahead. Up even during commercial breaks all the way until 9 as we're heading out the door here to wrap up this week. Warming begins for your Saturday and Sunday. Today will not be warm. We're going to be in the 60s, but tomorrow upper 70s and near 80 degrees on Sunday as well. Tons of sun. Better mornings by the end of the weekend. And next week, we'll have morning temperatures back into the 60s. How do we track that hour by hour time change, or not time change, but hour by hour temperature change? You get the Fox 17 Code Red weather app. You can scan the QR code, the App Store for your Apple device, or just the Google Play Store. Just type in Code Red. We plug in the numbers. You get them straight to your phone. We're going to have Dog of the Day coming up in about a half hour. You can always go and submit that there on Facebook, meteorologist Greg Bobus. You can go to our X pages on twitter.com for any breaking weather that we have coming your way. And coming up as we start our 5:30 half hour, we'll look into next week already. I'm finding indications of our next chance for thunderstorms.
Steer clear traffic this morning. Let's get you out the door at I-24 Haywood Lane, making that drive in from the Antioch area. We're doing really nice out there on that drive so far. No significant delays getting up and down the road. Of course, sunlight will show up coming up here in about half an hour, and we will take a look at things then. Here's I-40 at Spence Lane, making that drive in from the east side. Also looking really nice out there. We'll continue to follow things with Steer Clear Traffic as we're live and local with you through 9. Well, also coming up, a bill banning marriage between first cousins is now going to the governor's desk. We're going to tell you about the surprising objection one lawmaker raised during the debate. And in Miss
Unleash the power.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Just about 5:30 right now on Fox 17 News This Morning. 2 state offices are combining in Tennessee. You see applause all around here as it's signed into law. We'll tell you how this could help 2 vulnerable groups in our state. And stealing from shelter animals. That's what police say one woman did in Williamson County. We'll share more of the footage and tell you how police hope to solve this case.
Waking up a little bit cooler, but crystal clear. A beautiful sunrise ahead of us. Just about an hour from right now. How long will stay cooler? But also, how many days will hit 80 degrees in the next 7 coming up in your forecast?
All right, Greg, thanks so much. And thank you for waking up with us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell. Let's get you some breaking news just into the newsroom from West Tennessee. This is coming to us from Memphis, where we've just learned 2 police officers have been shot. According to our Fox affiliate out there in Memphis, police say it happened early this morning just south of the city in the suburb of Whitehaven, happening in the area of Horn Lake Road and Hewlett Road right around 2 o'clock this morning. So just a couple of hours ago. We are still working to find out the condition of those 2 officers. We're working to learn more. We're in touch with our affiliate out there, and we will be updating you on this breaking news story both on air and online at fox17.com. A bill making it illegal in Tennessee to marry a first cousin passes our legislature and is now headed to the governor's desk. Let's break down the details here. It came up for a 3rd and final vote on the House floor yesterday, and it did pass, but the decision was not unanimous. We had a state representative, Gino Bolso, who represents Brentwood. He proposed an amendment that would leave the door open for men who are first cousins to still be allowed to get married here in Tennessee. He argued that the bill as it's written violates the Supreme Court ruling legalizing same-sex marriage.
So the question is there a public health issue with a male marrying a male first cousin? Obviously, I think the answer is no.
My bill as drafted would be the lineal descent of a grandparent, which would include first cousins, regardless of sex.
Mr. Bolso's amendment failed, but the bill did pass. It closes what's considered an unintended loophole to a law that was passed in 1829. And this is definitely a talker over on our social media accounts. We've got a poll right now over on Twitter asking, should Tennessee pass a law prohibiting you from marrying your first cousin? Right now, 75% of you say yes. It is open and active. We've had more than 7,500 people vote already. If you go to twitter.com, search Fox Nashville, you'll find us. You can also scan that QR code that's right there on your screen. 2 groups are now one, united under a single mission, and that is to help vulnerable people here in Tennessee. Governor Bill Lee just yesterday signing into law a plan that unites Tennessee's Department of Disability and Tennessee's Commission on Aging. This new merged department is supposed to help Tennesseans who were over the age of 60 as well as those with disabilities.
Tennesseans need to know the services that exist and how to access those services, whether they be state services or services provided by nonprofits or our faith-based communities.
All right, we did check, and it looks like the new department will be up and running by July 1st.
Let's check in on your forecast here at 5:33 and see what is brand new this morning. I think you're going to like a lot of the footnotes to the forecast here because we're done with the rain for a little while. We got it in some good doses. It's helping out with our crops here going into the growing season, but right now we get a little break for the weekend. Rain moved out. Now, what also happened with that, we brought in a little bit of a wind situation and also cooler morning temperatures. This morning about 10 degrees cooler than yesterday morning. Big weekend warm up. Now, how big? Well, back up to near 80, if not above 80 degrees tomorrow and on Sunday, and that just keeps rolling into next week. We are all clear for Code Red. Just enjoy some drier times here and finally some sunshine. open the shades a little bit later and just get some of that sun to come in. A good windows open day, actually. A nice breeze out of the south could kind of knock out a little bit of that cabin fever air over the last couple of days that we've developed. Taking a look down the radar, nothing going on we have to worry about here this morning. Heading out the door, grab the sunglasses. That'll be your biggest accessory here. Leave the umbrella at home. Middle 40s. In the Cumberland Plateau, so a little bit cooler there. Decent jacket might be a good idea. Light coat here, getting out the door for the rest of us. We will be at 65 degrees later on this afternoon. A few areas that get a little more sun west of I-65 could be closer to 70.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-40 at White Bridge Road. That's over in West Nashville. Trucks aplenty out there this morning. Haven't checked in on this spot in a little while, but we are dealing with a lot of the semis out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we've got quite a few who are taking advantage of the wide shoulder there on I-40 near White Bridge Road. Not causing a problem, just something to be aware of as you get out and about there on the west side of town. Other places we're doing fine. This is 24 at Haywood Lane. They've turned the color on for us this morning, so you can see the nice stream of traffic heading in. We'll check in on other areas of town coming up in a few.
It's 5:35 right now. Operation Crime and Justice. Franklin police are working to find the woman who they say stole a donation box from an animal shelter. You're looking at her picture here. This is the surveillance video where police say she's caught in the act. This happened April 4th at the Williamson County Animal Shelter. Surveillance video shows Victoria Hughes speaking with shelter staff members right before police say she took the donation box with cash and hid it under her hoodie. The shelter tells Fox 17 News that that box had less than $200 in it. Franklin police say that Hughes is also wanted by Metro Nashville police for failure to appear for a court date. If you have any information, please call the Williamson County Crime Stoppers. That number, 794-4000. A mid-state corrections officer now on the other side of the law. What led to his arrest? Plus meeting the basic needs.
At 9 a.m.
Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
Be prepared for the next storm. Download the free Fox 17 Code Red Weather app.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. 5:39 is the time. Happy Friday to you. We got a live look there on Lower Broadway where things are looking nice and calm, nice and quiet and dry to start the weekend. We've got lots happening here in Nashville. We'll be giving you a rundown of all those events as we're your live local news source through 9 a.m. Right now, though, we want to go to Putnam County where a month-long investigation has now come to an end with this man, a jailer working there in Putnam County, Anthony Chandler, now charged with bringing contraband into the jail. Still working to find out exactly what that includes, but the Putnam County Sheriff says that he's grateful for the everyday citizens of Putnam County who helped detectives with their internal investigation.
5:40, taking a look at a forecast, starting off a little cool. I would almost call it comfortable. We've gotten rid of a little bit of that humidity we almost had earlier in the week when we had those showers moving in. We're talking middle 40s in the Cumberland Plateau, 51 degrees in the Nashville area. What does this mean at the bus stop? I've been telling you every day, grab the rain gear, grab the umbrella. You might need it if you don't use it now. You could later. Leave it at home. Getting on the bus, heading to school. First bell, 50 degrees, 65 degrees. Your after-school temperature. All after-school activities, sports, whether it be practice, it be games, everything. Looks really good to go. Tons of sunshine. You're going to want the sunglasses. I will tell you one thing, though. If you're going to be outdoors later on today, it will be a little windy. Keep that in mind. We're going to have wind gusts about 25 to 35 miles per hour throughout the afternoon into the evening. 65 sounds a little bit cool, but wait until you see your weekend forecast coming up in the next check of your 7-day in less than 10 minutes from right now.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. Let's get you out to I-24 at Briley Parkway. It's a fairly messy camera out there for some reason, but you can see the traffic getting by out there in the I-24 in the Antioch area as you make that drive into town from the south and east side of town. No significant slowdowns, at least not right now. Traffic can be busy or start to really pick up this time of the day, but traffic is getting by out there without issue. Here's 40 at Fesser's, also just east of downtown. Nice smooth traffic coming in there as you make your drive in. We'll continue to follow things and give you the latest drive times, all coming up in a few.
5 541 right now. The White House is pushing Israel to let more aid into Gaza this morning. We'll tell you what people in that region have to say. Plus, a new rule could close the gun show loophole and require background check.
Own every mile in the new Hyundai Elantra with America's best warranty. Lease an Elantra for $199 a month or get 3.89% APR or $1,000 bonus cash. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Good morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. 544 right now. Taking a look at some national headlines. The White House is weighing in on reports of famine in Gaza. They say progress is being made getting aid to people, but President Biden also says Israel isn't doing enough.
They made a promise. We're seeing a difference here. We're seeing aid getting in. Of course, it's not going to be enough, right? Of course, we need to see more progress. Of course, we know how dire the situation is.
Now, there are other folks who point out the need to separate propaganda from fact there, but the White House promise includes opening up a pedestrian crossing into northern Gaza to allow for more aid. Israeli officials canceled those plans, though, this week. They said instead they will build a new crossing. And we continue to monitor the latest headlines coming from the White House as the Biden administration announces they now want to close the so-called gun show loophole for people buying guns. Democrats are celebrating the move, but this is going to face a court challenge. Fox News' Connor Hansen with the story.
Today is a big day for America for common sense gun safety reform.
A new rule proposed under the Biden-Harris administration will require thousands of dealers who sell guns at gun shows or online to be licensed with the ATF. That means they'll have to run background checks on buyers, just like regular brick-and-mortar gun stores.
Today's new action furthers the Biden-Harris administration's historic efforts to stop the illegal flow of guns and hold those who supply firearms used in crime accountable.
The rule stems from a sweeping bipartisan gun law signed in 2022 after the mass school shooting in Uvalde, Texas.
It will show parents, kids, and teachers and Americans everywhere impacted by gun violence that Congress is listening.
But some Republicans who helped pass that law say this new rule goes too far and are already trying to block it.
Shame on the ATF, shame on the Biden administration, shame on the administrators of the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act for playing political games.
The rule will likely be challenged in court by pro-Second Amendment groups. It does have exceptions for people reselling a gun to a family member or selling off their personal collection. According to the ATF, guns sold through unlicensed dealers were used in nearly 370 shootings between 2017 and 2021. The White House is also calling on Congress to pass universal background checks, red flag laws, and an assault weapons ban. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Well, this next story might leave you scratching your head. We're going to go to New York City, where they are now proposing, instead of killing rats, giving them birth control. Let's dive in. You can be the judge of the latest tactic here. All right, so the proposal in New York City came up just yesterday. And what they want to do through the health department of New York City is to use contraceptive pellets to sterilize male and female rats. They have research that they claim shows 2 rats can produce a population of 15,000 in 1 year. Some animal welfare groups were involved here, pushing this effort, supporting this bill, saying that it's a more humane way to deal with the problem. And it's a big problem in New York City. These animal welfare groups claim they get away with get away from the poison, that it would help protect other animals that might also eat it. Well,
Jen, you don't catch me speechless that often. It's fascinating, but anything else.
Listen, I'm just glad we don't have a big problem like that here in Nashville. Know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't have rats running around with pizzas and stuff. I'm guessing there are other parts of the country where they're a little more concerned about this growing threat than we are here back home. We got our own problems. They can keep the rat problem going on.
Exactly. Keep your rats in New York City, okay?
Keep them where they not belong, but just where they're at. We don't want them here. Taking a look, though, we're starting to get a little bit of glare off of the downtown buildings. Here, the skyline's starting to light up just a little bit. We're less than an hour away from sunrise this morning. I promise you, a very good-looking sunrise to kick off today. The best we have seen so far this week. This morning, getting out on the roads to dry road conditions finally. For the first time in a while, we're not having to worry about pockets of rain coming down for you during the morning hours. We're cool, though. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s. If you grab the shades, you'll be good, and you'll be happy later on this afternoon. Could be a good windows down in the car. Pick one of your favorite spring, summer songs. Even if you're stuck in traffic, hey, it's a great day, plenty of sun. No weather worries for anything when it comes to morning, afternoon, and evening. What does this mean for lunchtime? Maybe you're not going somewhere, but you just want to make lunch and just, maybe go sit on the porch. Maybe you got an outdoor table. Enjoy some sunshine. Enjoy some comfortable air. This is actually a great place to be in, a little below average, but upper 50s, low 60s between this time frame is very nice this time of the year. 59 degrees at 11, 61 at noon, and 62 degrees at 1 p.m. Forecast going forward, going to keep us right near normal. We're supposed to be right around 71 degrees. We'll be at 68 today. Not bad. Every other day in the forecast, I promised you a 80-ridden forecast here for the 7-day. We've got that. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all at or above 80 degrees. Great looking weekend coming up.
Steer clear traffic from the south and east side of town. Let's go to I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. This is as you make that drive in from the Antioch area. You can see for yourself traffic there moving along at a very, very nice pace. No big problems there as you make your way in from the south and east side. Same can be said 40 at Fessler's. Quiet morning so far with your traffic.
Justin, thanks. 5:50 right now. In the high cost of homelessness, there's an organization that is working to help put shoes on the feet of homeless children. The group Souls for Souls just hosted a fundraiser. They raised enough money to be able to buy more than 5,000 children in Middle Tennessee shoes. Now, what you're looking at here is video from the fundraiser. It had a speakeasy kind of a theme. Folks with the group tell Fox 17 News that when children have good shoes, they increase their school attendance, they participate more fully in sports and other activities. Plus, it gives them a renewed sense of self-confidence. Happening right now, we have construction underway on a brand new apartment building going to downtown Columbia. Columbia just coming off the Mule Days Festival. Check it out, the renderings here for the brand new project. They're calling it the Drake. It's going to go up at the corner of Woodland Street and 7th Street, 1 block from historic downtown Columbia. It's a 6-story building. They'll have 293 apartments plus some commercial space. City leaders say they hope having more people living downtown will support local businesses. The project set to be complete in 2026. Take a look at this. Not something you see every day. There is a dam that is cracking in one community, and it is leaking. We're going to take a look at the potential impact for the community that is downstream. And a shortage of a lot of medications.
Customers bet $5 and get $150 back in bonus bets. Bet all the stars with all your friends. Only on FanDuel. They go down in the deal.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now 5:55, so we're approaching 6 o'clock and approaching sunrise here as well. Just starting to see a little lighting up of the skies here in downtown Nashville. Really pretty start to your Friday. Greg's going to detail your weekend forecast and how things are looking as we get into even next week in just a couple of minutes. Right now, though, icy water is pouring through a crack at the top of a dam. This is in southeast Utah. Take a look at the video here. Experts say an ice sheet on the reservoir pushed up against the dam, causing the top to crack. And now you can see what's flowing downstream. Now, thankfully, authorities say they've been able to pull away some of those ice sheets, which should help. But now they're putting huge boulders downstream to try to support the wall of the dam. Now, authorities say if there were to be some kind of catastrophic emergency, if this dam were to break, They have state and then local law enforcement that would have to evacuate an entire town, which is about 10 miles downstream from this dam. Wow. Well, this morning, high winds have blown through South Carolina, damaging a hotel along the beach there. Look at the damage, man. Boy, that's Myrtle Beach, where part of that hotel was just ripped apart. We understand it had been under construction for repairs. The property did not have an active business license, interestingly enough, but there were guests staying there. Those people being relocated, no injuries reported. Good news, but man, that wind is whipping around. Greg, I also noticed the first round of the Masters yesterday got delayed because of the weather, so they've been dealing with a lot over there. Here at home, things are quieting down, and we've got a couple of sweet little faces to look at this morning.
We have a couple of Aussies here sent in by Don. This is Callie and Marley, and I'm sure Callie and Marley have been sitting patiently most of the week going, can we do more than just business outside? Can we have some, fun time? Can we go for the walk? Can we enjoy the outdoors? Although I did get a picture of Callie that I might even show side by side next time we show Dog of the Day, of Callie jumping in the air, just playing in the rain. Soaked in the rain. Now, not fun when they come back inside, but fun to watch. Thank you for the pictures, Don. And as always, you can send your Dog of the Day photos right here, and you can see one every day on Fox 17 News this morning. Bright blue sky later on today. Let's get walking. Taking a look at a temperature forecast that puts us in the 40s through 8 a.m. 52 degrees at 9, tons of sun, a couple of clouds here and there. I call them clouds for curb appeal on a day like this because we have no rain to worry about coming up in your forecast. In the 6 o'clock half hour, we will go ahead to a streak of 80s. When we get there, how long it will last, and also which days bring in our next chance for thunderstorms.
Steer clear traffic. We have picked up our first situation of the morning. This one's going to be on I-24 Bradley Parkway. As you make that drive from the north and west side of town there, coming down from places like Pleasant View and Whites Creek, the tractor trailer is on the shoulder on the curve there as you make that drive down. So as you're coming down, you'll see it right here. No emergency crews there so far, not clogging things up in a big way either. But when crews do get there at some point, it could force all the traffic over by one lane, and that could cause a slowdown. But right now, we're doing okay, not just there, but anywhere else across the mid-state. We'll continue to follow things for you.
Just a couple of minutes before 6 o'clock now, and we have a pharmacist group that says hundreds of prescription drugs are in short supply across the country. You might have experienced this personally at home. According to the American Society of Health System Pharmacists, there are 323 active drug shortages across the country. That group says that is the highest number of shortages since they started tracking data in 2001. Some of the products in short supply are pain and sedation medications, along with certain ADHD drugs. Manufacturers say supply and demand is the issue, but they also say that raw material problems are another problem connected to the shortages. A massive COVID fraud crackdown coming from the White House, specifically the Department of Justice, that says that it and other federal agencies have now recovered more than $1.4 billion worth of stolen COVID relief money. And they've charged more than 3,500 people with crimes related to pandemic fraud.
In my administration, the watchdogs are back. And we're going to go after the criminals who stole billions of relief money meant for small business and millions of Americans.
Experts from the Government Accountability Office estimate the total amount of fraud committed during the pandemic likely between 100 and 135 billion taxpayer dollars.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Right now, 6 o'clock here on Fox 17 News This Morning, we're taking a closer look at the debate over whether teachers should have the ability to carry guns in the classroom. Plus, it's a big day for Vanderbilt University. We'll tell you how their day of giving is expected to bring in millions of dollars and exactly for what. Greg?
Waking up here, sun starting to climb up for us. Several sunny days ahead, but the next weather maker's already straight ahead of us, I should say. Taking a look at that coming up in your forecast, Jen.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell. Erica's off today. Let's get to some breaking news updates that we have for you new this hour, and we've got a couple of big stories we're following. First of all, we have confirmed through Metro Police a shooting has happened in the Madison part of town. This is Delway Villa Road, just off Dickerson Pike, north of Talbot's Corner. Dispatch confirming that one person did go to the hospital. We're working with police to get more information. They don't have a lot of details for us right now, but as soon as they come in, we'll be letting you know. Also, breaking news right now out of Memphis, where police officers have been shot in the line of duty this morning. 2 officers that we know of so far. Our Fox affiliate in Memphis telling us that it happened around 2 o'clock this morning in a suburb south of the city. Right now, still working to find out the condition of those officers. We will bring you those breaking news updates, both on air and online at fox17.com. Now the crisis in the classroom, where we're hearing more reaction from our lawmakers after the state Senate passed a bill this week allowing teachers to carry guns at school. Governor Lee telling Fox 17 News that he is open to the idea of training teachers and staff and then allowing them to carry in the classroom. But other state leaders are questioning whether this bill is the answer. Now, it passed the Senate Tuesday. It would allow teachers and faculty to be armed in schools with a minimum of 40 hours of training plus a psychological evaluation. Senator Paul Bailey says a school district or a sheriff's office could choose not to implement the policy, but he says it could really help some of our rural counties that don't have school resource officers. Some people on the other side say they're concerned about how much training is involved for the teachers and the potential cause to harm more students.
I don't think that that is the best idea that we should do. I think that finding the right path, the teachers that feel comfortable doing it and in the right circumstances with the right training, especially for some of the rural schools, might be a very good option.
Yeah, now this would not be mandatory in any way. Every teacher would not be required to go through any of this training. The bill right now is on the desk in the House. Could be lifted off the desk and then voted on any time before the session ends. By the way, the close date for our current legislative session is April 25th. If they stay on time and wrap things up as per usual. Crisis in the Classroom, our commitment to exposing problems and finding solutions for issues in our schools. If you have a story you'd like us to look into, you can email us anytime, news@fox17.com. You can also call the tip line. That number is right there on your screen.
6:03, looking at your forecast here, the big 3 things to know when it comes to the weather, and a lot of them are very different than earlier in the week. Sunshine takes over. We're so close to sunrise. It's going to be a good one. A great sunset as well. A little breezy at times. That is the one weather feature that you'll notice throughout the day. Wind gusts up to 25, maybe 30 miles per hour in open areas, but most of us that have buildings and trees around cuts it back just a little bit. For the weekend itself, we're reaching for 80 degrees. I want to stress for the weekend, today we're not going to be that warm. Upper 40s to right near 50 right now, mid to upper 60s this afternoon. Still a good day, but even warmer for the upcoming weekend. And as far as Code Red goes, that arrow can take a break for a little while. Nothing to worry about here today, tomorrow, or Sunday. Just slowly warming into the weekend, tracking that incoming warmer air for you. Where are we starting off here? We're starting off dry. Nothing on top of the radar. Leave the umbrella at home. Coming up in a few, we'll look at that weekend forecast in more detail and give you your 7-day loaded with 80-degree temperatures.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get to Briley Parkway at I-24 north and west of downtown Nashville. You can see a tractor trailer disabled there on the shoulders. You make that drive down from Whites Creek and from Pleasant View out there this morning. Just heads up, once the crews get there, they're going to force everybody over, and that could cause a slowdown. But right now, nothing significant happening in that particular area. This is going to be Vietnam Vets at Gallatin Pike there in the Sumner County area. Looking really nice out there so far this morning. And here's 48 White Bridge. A lot of trucks sleeping, but nothing out of the ordinary happening. We're going to check in with drive times coming up in a few.
Happening today, a big fundraiser for Vanderbilt University. It is the day of giving. Fox 17 News photojournalist Madison Spraker giving us a live look from campus there this morning. Beautiful start to the day over there off West End. So people who are connected to the school are being challenged right now to donate. Other groups will help match the gifts that they do donate. We understand that those gifts could go to academic programs, the entire university for different plans and projects and more. And, you know, speaking of projects, boy, do they have some big ones over there right now, including all the work that's been done to the football stadium. Now, if we take a look here real quickly, we've got about more than $9 million that have been donated right now by about close to 6,000 people. I was trying to do the quick math here. It looks like that could be close to $2,000 per person that's given money so far, and we've got 6 hours to go. We'll be monitoring this for you live through 9. And an update now in Operation Crime and Justice. A tip leads Metro Police to a man accused of robbing a Nashville bank. This is a story that we first brought you yesterday morning, so now this guy's in custody. 44-year-old Jeremy Godwin, arrested just yesterday while he was hiding in a Goodwill. He was actually on federal probation when police say he robbed this bank. This was the Truist Bank branch on Nolensville Pike. So again, police say he was on federal probation when this happened. Now he's facing all kinds of new federal charges. Rutherford County looking for more money.
The judgment-free zone. Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, April 12th.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by U.S. Pest Protection.
6:09 is the time, and earlier this year, the Rutherford County Commission wanted the state of Tennessee to give them permission to charge impact fees on builders. Now, those new builders would need to pay a fee, and that fee money would go to brand new school construction within the county. The county says they need anywhere between $30 and $60 million to build brand new schools there. But state lawmakers did not pass that bill. They wouldn't even hear the argument for it. This has led to a lot of frustration on the county commission that came spilling out just a little bit overnight.
Does that mean we're done fighting for more? Oh, just wanted to be clear on that. I just want to know what Mr. Denami's role is going to be, because we didn't get what we wanted. What we got is not enough. So what are we going to continue to do?
This bill will generate new revenue in the neighborhood of $5 to $6 million a year. New revenue, in addition to the current revenue that we're getting of $6 million.
Now, what the county mayor is referring to there is a rule that the state did pass, allowing them to charge a little bit more on some of their existing fees, but it does not give them the $30 to $60 million they were looking for. The county says it will continue to advocate state lawmakers for impact fees or any other way they need in order to raise the money to get the money they need to build these new schools. The family of O.J. Simpson says that he has died after battling cancer. The Simpson family made an announcement on his official Twitter account yesterday asking for privacy and grace. They say that he died Wednesday in Las Vegas, surrounded by family. The 76-year-old had reportedly been battling prostate cancer. O.J. Simpson is a legendary running back, not just for the Buffalo Bills, but for USC, where he won the Heisman Trophy. He also was an actor during his time. He's also accused of double murder of his ex-wife and an acquaintance there in California back in 1994. He was acquitted of those particular crimes.
Coming up in the Code Red forecast, we're waking up here as the sun begins to rise over Middle Tennessee, loaded with it for this weekend. How much warmer will be between now and Sunday? Coming up in a few.
The tension, it's still clear traffic out there this morning, before we get to the latest happening overseas. Want to show you this vehicle pulled over on the shoulder. We're going to tell you why this could cause some minor delays coming down from the north and west side of town. Now we want to tell you about the tension between Iran and Israel and why it's growing. This is after.
Get severe weather alerts. Download the Fox 17 News Code Red weather app.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Sarah Chevrolet Buick GMC of Nashville.
Good morning. 6:14 is the time right now, taking a live look from Metro Center. Gorgeous start to the day. I do have a content note to bring you just briefly. A moment ago, we were telling you the story about the man who was arrested accused of robbing the Truist Bank on Nolensville Pike. His name is Jeremy Godwin. He was found in a taxi yesterday, not at a Goodwill, as I had mentioned. So I just wanted to make that clarification for you and say good morning to you. And thanks for joining us for Fox 17 News. We're going to have you covered live and local through 9 a.m. Hey, for those of you who are hiking or maybe hunting in state wildlife areas, you're going to have to leave your alcohol at home or face getting a ticket for bringing it onto state land. The Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency changing the rules now after they have had a huge number of people who are drunk while they're trail riding or hunting, and they've had a lot of accidents involving people who overall had been drinking. So the TWRA is now banning all alcohol on state wildlife grounds with one exception. You can have alcohol in designated campgrounds, and this new rule takes effect Monday. If you are in violation, they will start handing out tickets coming up Monday. National headlines this morning. An interesting story that's coming to us from South Dakota, where their governor is now banned on some of the land in her home state. Some of the tribes voted to legally ban Governor Kristi Noem from visiting reservation land. That is their reaction following comments that she made linking tribal leaders to drug cartels. A total of 3 tribes have implemented the bans this year, with the latest one being the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. They came out just yesterday. In all, Governor Noem now cannot legally enter 10% of the lands in the state that she governs. Again, all because she said that there were tribal leaders who were more focused on profiting from drug cartels than parenting their own children on the reservation. Now, a number of tribes demand that Ms. Noem apologize, and she has not. In fact, she issued a statement urging the tribes to banish the cartels from tribal lands. By the way, what's going on there in South Dakota is nothing new. This is a story that has been playing out in states like Arizona for decades. Those accusations of certain tribal lands and leaders allowing drug cartels to come through freely. 6:17 right now. All sorts of, I guess you could say, spirits will be coming together for Bourbon and Bubbles Fest. These are the spirits that you drink. Fox 17 News photojournalist Kevin Mumphrey at Geoda's Park this morning, where the festivities will kick off tomorrow afternoon. From 4 until 8 p.m., Geoda's Park will welcome guests to this party, drink tasting, fashion show event. It's 21 and up, raising money to benefit the Iroquois Steeplechase. That's a yearly horseback riding event that happens at Percy Warner Park. We're getting into horse racing season. We've got the Kentucky Derby coming up here soon too. But anybody who goes to this event will see some familiar faces. Fox 17 News anchor Megan O'Halloran emceeing this event. We've got a couple of reporters who will be in the fashion show. Man, what a beautiful morning over there at Geoda's Park. Nice and quiet, nice and calm. If you want tickets to the event for tomorrow, head to fox17.com. Continuing coverage of severe weather that blew through parts of the country this week. Take a look at this brand new video. This coming to us from Mobile. Wow, Greg, I know you're watching this as I am.
Yes, EF1 tornado. That's from the system that came through when we were code red and didn't get the severe weather, but they did.
Wow, yeah,
on Wednesday,
we saw it down in Alabama and Florida.
Yeah, so this is just what could have happened here if things would have not panned out the way they did. You can see debris being picked up in your houses. This is what we went code red for. Thankfully, we didn't deal with it. But I mean, video like that, you typically don't get a good picture of a tornado that is that crystal clear.
Yeah.
Because they're usually rain wraps. So yeah, Alabama had a rough day on Wednesday. Now we're transitioning out of all of our rain. Things looking much better for us here back home. Make your weekend plans. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We've had a lot of baseball games canceled this week. Fingers crossed that everything dries out in time for this evening's
I will not be the reason, or my department will not be the reason why games do not go on as scheduled later on today. I'm even giving you a 5-star weekend. Sunglasses needed here. Here are the 5 reasons why we are. Comfortable mornings in the 40s and 50s. Warm afternoons in the 60s and 70s. A slight breeze with wind gusts up near 25 miles per hour. So that'll be noticeable, but it'll be out of the south, bringing in warmer air. No rain and plenty of sunshine. You can't get much better than that after the week we just had. We're drying out. We're all clear. Nothing to worry about when it comes to code red. Taking a look, our Metro Center camera showing a very calm view of the Cumberland as the sun starts to come up for us here on this Friday morning. Let's take a look. Maybe you want to go outside and just enjoy a little bit of the weather. Grass drying out. All the leaves are finally starting to bloom and blossom. Picnic forecast later on today. Maybe you don't want to go sit inside at a table and have everyone around you all loud and noisy. Just grab the picnic blanket, maybe a couple of sandwiches, and just go enjoy some company with some people that you care about and you like. 65 degrees at 5 p.m., 64 at 6, 63 degrees at 7 o'clock. I mentioned warmer times of the weekend. Let's find them here in your 7-day forecast. 79 tomorrow, 82 on Sunday, and we'll keep the 80s rolling all the way into most of next week. However, our next chance for storms, still days away. The heads up right now, late Monday into Tuesday and wrapping up on Wednesday of next week.
Clear traffic, and let's get you out to I-24 at Harding Place. This is coming in from the south and east side of town. No accidents listed here. This is just congestion is what we're talking about here. Folks getting out and about on the roads all at the same time. You know, it's called rush hour. This is what happens. Traffic slows down. But so far, we are not seeing any huge, significant delays as you make that drive in from the south and east side of town this particular morning. We are still dealing with that disabled tractor trailer here on the shoulder. I saw TDOT stop, talked to the driver, got back in their truck, and took off. So I'm unsure what the driver is waiting on, but it looks like you will not have that big problem where people are pulled over here and forcing all that traffic over. It looks like we're good to go on that front. I wanted to share the drive times with you here. 26 minutes coming in from Mount Juliet, still under an hour coming in from Murfreesboro, 52 minutes coming down from Franklin, Kentucky this morning.
Right now in world headlines on your Friday, Iran is still threatening retaliation for Israel hitting their consulate in Syria. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken reaching out now to his Chinese, Turkish, and Saudi leaders, urging them to help calm things down. The strike I just mentioned killed 7 members of Iran's Revolutionary Guards, including 2 generals. Israeli officials say they are preparing to respond if Iran takes action. But the State Department right now warning that a bigger regional conflict is not in anybody's best interest. 6:21 is the time on your Friday. Here we are just weeks from the draft, and Titans fans are wondering who might we find to wear the two-tone blue. We'll take a look at the best guesses, I guess you could say, best educated guesses at the possibilities. And the Preds are headed for the Stanley Cup playoffs. How the next few games could change round 1. A very good Friday morning to you. A live look on Lower Broadway. There's Bridgestone Arena, home of our Nashville Predators, front and center. X.
Budget breaks. Breaks starting at just $100.
Relaxing. Receive storm alerts. Download the Fox 17 News Code Red Weather app.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now 6:24. Believe it or not, the NFL draft is coming up in less than 2 weeks. The Titans have the number 7 overall pick, and the majority of mock drafts right now have the Titans picking an offensive lineman. Let's dig in here. A big need for the two-tone blue, especially after our quarterbacks got drilled 64 times. Notre Dame offensive tackle Joe Alt, one of the favored projections in the mock drafts. The Titans have 8 picks in all this year. Day 1 set for Thursday, April 25th. From football to hockey, let's talk Predators. As we first told you yesterday, they've now clinched a spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And in the first round, Preds will face either the Vancouver Canucks, the Dallas Stars, or the Edmonton Oilers. Okay, those are the 3 possibilities.
We've got one goal of getting in the playoffs now. Our main objective is to keep building our game, growing it, and keep the momentum. You know, we've been on a pretty good run of playing good hockey, and it's going to be tested here for the last 3.
All right, yeah, so we've got a few games before the playoffs start. So if the Preds can beat the Chicago Blackhawks tonight and the Columbus Blue Jackets tomorrow, they would clinch the first wild card spot. That would mean they would most likely not face the Dallas Stars in the first round. So a lot to play out between now and then, and you can bet we'll be following it for you. Plus, a quick reminder, those playoff tickets are now on sale for our Preds. Hey, let's get a look at your forecast. If you are getting away this weekend, maybe you got a flight out today on the Friday for a quick little long weekend. Things are looking pretty good over at the airport this morning. Greg just checked all of the factors, all the different barometers that could gauge whether your flight would be on time. Really looking overall very nice locally. Only six delays in all at Nashville International Airport this morning. Current conditions 50 degrees, the winds out of the west at 8 miles an hour. Like I said, nice and calm, very favorable for travel here at home. Greg will join us again in just a few minutes to get a deeper dive into your full forecast.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. Want to give you an update happening here at I-24 at Bronley Parkway. Hey, look at here. TDOT did show up after all, and they are dealing with that tractor trailer pulled over there on the side of the road. So this is going to, and there they go again. Okay, so this is the second time I've seen this morning. Okay, I'm at a loss for this one. I don't know what they're doing. So we've seen two TDOT trucks pull up, assess, talk with the driver, they can get back in their car and pull off behind this tractor trailer. It's at I-24 at Bronley Parkway, northwest of downtown. Keep in mind, it could slow things down on the curve as you make that drive down from Whites Creek and Jolton. But right now, this is the only big thing we've got going on the roads.
Justin, thank you. 627, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee is expected to sign off on a bill that bans marriage officially between first cousins. The objection that one local lawmaker raised.
We've been breathing this.
Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning, 6:30 right now on Fox 17 News This Morning. Some Covenant families are speaking out, claiming a state senator is trying to remove their voice in the legal battle over the Covenant shooters' writings. We're going to take a deep dive into that story new this half hour. Plus, a live look into downtown Nashville. Sun's coming up, reflecting beautifully off the skyscrapers. Gorgeous day on tap. Greg's going to join us here in moments to take a closer look at your forecast.
And steer clear traffic takes us to I-24 at Harding Place, where things are starting to bunch up just a little bit. We'll have your latest drive times.
Thanks so much for starting your Friday with us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell. Erica's off today. We have a breaking news update right now. The story coming to us from Memphis after 2 officers have been shot in the line of duty early this morning. And yes, we are getting brand new information. Here's what we've been able to learn new this half hour. Police now say those 2 officers were responding to a call about a suspicious car in the suburb of Whitehaven. This is just south of Memphis. The call came in around 2 o'clock this morning. There were people inside of that car that started shooting as the officers approached, hitting both of them. The officers were able to return fire and hit 2 people in that car. Now, we are still working diligently to find out how those officers are doing right now. We know that both of the suspects involved are in custody. We're going to work to continue to bring you more updates as we learn more live through 9. Also, new this morning, we have some Covenant family members who have filed a complaint against a state senator, claiming a bill he's sponsoring is self-serving. This comes as the fight to release the Covenant shooters' writings continues. New this morning, Fox 17 News reporter Amanda Chin joining us live here with the latest. Good morning.
Good morning, Jen. It's been quite the back and forth battle between the Covenant families and those who want the shooters' documents to be made public. Now, some parents are pushing back even more. Family members of the Covenant School have filed an ethics complaint against Senator Todd Gardenhire. The families argue the senator should not be proposing a bill that prevents non-governmental third parties from intervening in public records lawsuits while also suing for the release of the shooter's writings. Gardenhire is one of several people who sued for those records to be made public, but the case has been delayed for months regarding an argument over who can intervene in the lawsuit. Ultimately, the judge decided the Covenant families, school, and church would be able to intervene. At the same time, the Senate passed Gardenhire's bill 32-0. But yesterday morning, the House rolled the bill to next week. Senator Gardenhire says while a third party can still be heard, they would not be a party in a lawsuit.
Is a third-party innovator can take away the government's control of its own record. Third parties do not risk paying attorney's fees as if the citizen prevails. It does not have to prove a record is confidential by the preponderance of evidence.
We've worked so hard for the last 30 years to have rights for victims that really oftentimes there's really not any way to enforce those rights. And then you're going to take away an opportunity for a victim to say, approach the court and say, hey, listen to my side.
Well, this is an interesting argument, Amanda. How ultimately could all of this impact the Covenant case as it still moves forward?
Yeah, so since the bill was rolled to next week, we still know that the hearings that are scheduled for next Tuesday and Wednesday, it won't affect this specific case because the next time the House would hear this bill would be next Thursday. But I'm also told by lawmakers this bill is not retroactive. So while it won't affect this case, if the governor decides to sign it, it will definitely affect future cases. And that's what we heard Verna Wyatt talking about, who's been a voice for victims for decades now.
All right, interesting, Amanda. Thanks so much for bringing us up to speed on those developments. We do appreciate you. It is 6:34 right now. Let's get a check of your forecast. Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobus bringing all the positive vibes on this Friday.
It's about time, isn't it? I mean, most of the week has been get ready for this, get ready for that. Here's the timing, umbrella now, none of that. Sunshine taking over. Coming up as we speak, a little breezy today. That's going to be a thing that's going to be with us the entire weekend. Just get used to it. It's a good breeze, though. Trust me when I say that. Today we'll be in the 60s, but by Sunday, we're in the 80s. A southerly wind brings in the warmth. So when it does get a little bit windy later today, know that it's leading us toward reaching for 80 degrees, not once, twice, or 3 times, 5 to 6 times in a row. We could hit 80, our biggest stretch, obviously, so far this year. Taking a look, all clear when it comes to Code Red. All we're doing is just tracking the slowly increasing temperatures into the weekend. Morning a little bit cool right now. Just stepped outside a few moments ago, and we are in the upper 40s, low 50s. This suit jacket was enough for me, but you might want this extra type of a layer when you're heading outside, just to know you're comfortable getting from point A to point B. And then 60s later on this afternoon. As I mentioned, taking a look, top of the radar, nothing anywhere near us. Cumberland Plateau, listen up, look up. Cumberland Plateau folks, you might have a quick 15-minute half-hour shower between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. If you see raindrops, they're very quick. They won't last long. Do not cancel any plans. It's a possibility. Very small, but I'm seeing indicators, just so you know. 50 degrees right now in Nashville, on our way to 68. We'll look at that 7-day forecast and piece together a nice string of 80-degree days coming up in a few minutes.
Steer clear traffic for you. Let's get you out to I-24 at Harding Place here. This is as you make that drive down from the south and east part of town, coming through Antioch. As you can see there, traffic moving along, but things are starting to crawl a little bit, making that drive through the Antioch area. No accident to tell you about. This is just congestion, people getting on the road out there at the same time. But again, not causing big problems. 65 at Trinity Lane north of town. Traffic starting to ease its way into town there. But again, things are starting to bunch up. What's it doing to drive times? Here we are. Mount Juliet coming in at 28 minutes. Murfreesboro 54 minutes, 27 minutes coming in from the south side.
Justin, thanks. We have an update now to a story that we've been reporting on the last couple of weeks or so. A bill making it illegal in Tennessee to marry your first cousin is now headed to the governor's desk. They want to make it official on the books here. And an interesting debate kicked off yesterday as this came up for a vote. State Representative Republican Gino Bolso of Brentwood proposed an amendment to the bill that would leave the door open for men who are first cousins to get married. He argued that the bill, as it was written, violates the Supreme Court ruling legalizing same-sex marriage. Now, his proposed amendment failed, but again, the bill passed and is now waiting for the governor's signature. And we were curious to know what you think about this story. It's had a lot of folks talking on social media. Let's head over to our Fox Nashville Twitter poll right now. More than 7,500 of you have voted so far, saying that yes, you think there should be a law on the books prohibiting you from marrying your first cousin. The neat thing about our polls on Twitter is that not only can you vote to just say yes or no, but you can leave a comment and join in on the conversation. You can do that right now. It's live and active. You can scan that QR code on your screen to go straight to the link or head to x.com, look for Fox Nashville. Hey, the TSA says they've taken more than 1,000 guns from people trying to fly this year, the part of the country that's seen the biggest problem. And still to come on Fox 17 News this morning, looking ahead to our 7 o'clock hour, the Big Three Basketball League is coming to Music City this summer. We have
also on our new wings or chicken sandwich today.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Watch Crisis in the Classroom only on Fox 17 News.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. 641 and new right now from the TSA. More than 1,500 guns have been confiscated at airports in just the past 3 months. That comes out to an average of 16.5 guns per day. And what's more, the TSA says that 93% of those guns were loaded. Where was the top spot where TSA agents found guns trying to be carried onto planes? Dallas, Fort Worth. That was the #1 airport in the country.
Here we are, 641. Quick check of your forecast here, getting you up and out the door a little bit cooler than the last couple of days. By no means a bad start, just a light jacket, and you're probably going to be good to go. Temperatures in the middle to upper 40s all the way through 8 o'clock, back near 50 degrees at 9. Tons of sun. Sun is up now, expect it all day. The more east we get, a few clouds will filter into it, but overall a great day in the mid to upper 60s. We'll look ahead to a stretch of 80s coming up in about 8 minutes in the next check of your Code Red forecast.
Still clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you to the latest happening here at I-24 Waldron Road as you make that drive into town. Coming in from Rutherford County, good morning to all of you. The drive out there looking pretty good. We're going to tell you about other areas of town that could be impacted by the morning traffic coming up in a few.
Aid for Ukraine currently being held up over political debates. We'll show you how a surveillance law is now involved and a nonprofit working with our Tennessee schools.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Zander Insurance.
Good morning. Check of the time. It is 6:45 right now. And looking ahead, House Speaker Mike Johnson is set to meet with former President Trump today. Fox News' Chad Peargrim with the story.
House Speaker Mike Johnson hoping an appearance with former President Trump casts him a lifeline. Johnson's job could be in jeopardy as he's stymied by his own party on 2 major issues.
Can you think you can help us get something on Ukraine or also on the FISA bill?
We have a lot of things to discuss, talk to him frequently, so looking forward to seeing him in person.
The former president and Johnson will tout a bill focused on preventing illegal immigrants from voting. Mr. Trump just undercut Johnson's FISA reform bill this week, even though he signed a renewal of the controversial program into law in 2018. Democrats believe the former president paralyzes the speaker.
The extreme MAGA Republicans are taking orders from their puppet master down in Mar-a-Lago.
Conservatives blasted Johnson's original FISA reform plan for not going far enough.
Did Johnson step in this by putting this on the floor, trying to go this route?
Yeah, I think he made a big mistake. That creates a lot of bad faith.
Subject to call.
Johnson planned a Ukraine bill for next week, but nothing's ready.
Speaker Johnson needs to put his foot down.
Could that cost him his job?
If I were in his shoes, I'd be willing to risk my job for the security of our country.
Marjorie Taylor Greene threatened to oust the speaker if he aids Ukraine, but an unlikely ally could salvage Johnson.
That I believe that there are a reasonable number of Democrats who would not want to see the speaker fall as a result of doing the right thing.
The House is hoping to vote on a FISA extension before Johnson sees Mr. Trump on Friday. On Capitol Hill, Chad Peargrim, Fox News.
Now to the high cost of homelessness. We have a group working to help put new sneakers on the feet of homeless children. This is an effort that is underway in full force here in the Mid-State. Souls for Souls hosting a fundraiser. And that's the video you're looking at here. It was a speakeasy style event with the goal of raising enough money to buy new athletic shoes for all these children who are in need. According to the group, more than 5,000 children just in Middle Tennessee are homeless. So the nonprofit works closely with the schools primarily to help identify children who are in need.
If we can provide them with this and give them that confidence, we know that they increase their school attendance, we know that they participate more fully in sports and other activities, and it just makes a meaningful impact.
So this is a global nonprofit that works right here in the mid-state to turn unwanted shoes and clothing into opportunities by putting those items to good use and keeping them from going to waste. And you could see here, folks could buy the shoes at the event for the price that was listed and then make sure those shoes get to those children in need. Hey, take a look at this. Not something you see every day. A racehorse escapes its stall and decides it's going to try to find a new home. Turns out, as the horse escaped the stable, which is what we're watching right here, went on a bit of a ride and ended up here at a train station. This is from Sydney, Australia. The video released by the Transportation Authority there. there it goes with the little blanket still on. You could see people walking around just kind of looking, thinking, what in the world? Yeah, unexpected traveler there. Let's just say that that commuter was horsing around. They eventually got it safely returned to its owner. I said, it's not something you see every day. I'm just thankful that the poor thing didn't slip and end up on the tracks. That could have been a dire situation.
Thankfully,
yeah,
good to go.
Happy ending.
And as far as a little joke, I don't know if that was a yay or a nay.
Greg.
I'm not the critic here, though. I'm just asking.
I can always count on you, Greg.
Hey, you dish it out, I return it. That's our little volleyball match. Jen, I have a curious question for you here that we'll answer in the next check of the forecast. Okay.
All right.
What is the only planet that rotates clockwise?
See, I feel like this one is setting me up.
The only planet that rotates clockwise: Venus, Earth, Jupiter, or Neptune. So think on it for a few.
Okay.
We'll come back to some 5 minutes.
This feels like a question from Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, Greg?
I did not know the answer to this until I looked it up. So, and I'm the big space nut here.
Yeah.
So there's no.
All right, so this is not an easy.
No, this is not. This is one that I had no idea until I went into it and really did some deep diving into it. So we'll look at that in a few minutes. Just a little fun fact here for your Friday. We're drying out. That's what's new this morning. Rain has moved out. Cooler morning temperatures. We're starting off in the upper 40s to low 50s. We're going to trend that way through about 10 o'clock this morning and then back into the 60s for the afternoon. Gear it up right now for a big weekend warm up. If you've been having heavier coats on, the rain gear, get all the summer wardrobe out for the weekend. We're talking upper 70s to right near 80. We're all clear, no code red. Grab a picnic. There you go. It's a good idea for later on today. It's a great day for it. A little breezy outside, but very, very mild. 65 degrees at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 64 degrees, and 63 at 7 o'clock. If Friday nights are busy nights and you can't slow it down like that, maybe the kids have some sports after school, same exact forecast. We'll be in the 60s, and we will have quite a bit of sun until sun finally does set for us, so keep that in mind. As far as the forecast goes, here is your 7-day. Looking ahead to all that warmth that moves in. 79 on Saturday, 82 on Sunday. Morning temperatures get better. We'll have one more cool night in the 40s overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, but then Sunday morning back into the 50s, and every morning next week we'll be at or above 60 degrees in the Nashville area. Afternoons will be in the low to middle 80s. A few storms begin to come back into the forecast late Monday and really pick up on Tuesday. We'll have that forecast ironed out for you going into and out of the weekend. Just enjoy the next 3 dry days. I think we've earned them at this point.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Parts of West Virginia slammed with thunderstorms packing heavy rain, which led to flooding in Kanawha County around Charleston Thursday. The area was under a flash flood warning, and residents were discouraged from traveling. Storms also dropped hail and skunk cabbage blooming in Montana's Mission Valley. Named for their not-so-pleasant scent, the blooming buds generate heat, even enough to melt through snow.
For more content like this, follow the National Weather Desk on Instagram.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. Nice start to the drive coming in from the I-24 area. This is very unusual to see, but here we are. This is I-24 Sam Ridley Parkway coming in from the Smyrna area through Rutherford County out there next to Stonecrest Medical Center. We're looking fantastic out there. Really nice traffic out there in both directions. Very unusual to see this time of the morning. Normally things are fairly slow by now, but today, for whatever the reason, we're off to a fantastic start. Same can be said for Vietnam vets at Gallatin Pike. Do people take Friday off? Do we do the 4-day thing and no one told us? Because that's the way it looks out there with steer clear traffic. No big problems right now as you get out the door.
Hey, I like it though. This is good stuff. Take a look at this. Speaking of traffic, watch here. A driver flips his car several times and then gets out, watch with me, watch with me. The guy's going to get out and just jog away. This happened in Florida. The guy going about 80 miles an hour through a roundabout. If you've been through roundabouts, you know that, I mean, you got to take it real slow. 80 miles an hour through a roundabout and flipped. He later came back to the scene, and what you're looking at here is video of that guy once he returned, turned himself in, and then got arrested. He's facing charges of DUI, hit and run, among other things. It's 6:53 right now. We have a mid-state Girl Scout troop working to reunite pets with their owners. The big purchase they just made, and by the way, how this local story is now making national headlines. And still to come on Fox 17 News in our 7 o'clock hour, we're talking Big Three basketball. Tennessee native, current NBA.
Half Price Fair. Save up to 50% in every department. The Electronic Express famous Half Price Fair. It's first come, first served. Starts this Sunday, 10 a.m. at Electronic Express.
Hey there, good morning and happy Friday to you. Just a few minutes before 7 o'clock right now. Beautiful start to this Friday. Blue skies, everything's starting to turn green after all the rain we've had the last several days. We'll let you know how that's clearing out though and making way for a gorgeous weekend. We'll join Greg in just a moment. Right now though, let's talk about the Mid-State Girl Scout troop that is making a difference for pets. And their story, after it aired right here on Fox 17, now making national headlines. The girls from Troop 1255 in Brentwood are paying now for a tool that can help animal owners reunite with their lost pets if they're microchipped. The Girl Scouts troop there in Brentwood using their hard-earned money from their cookie sales to buy 2 microchip scanning stations in Williamson County. So, if you're in Williamson County, you come across a lost dog or a cat, you can quickly scan that pet for a microchip to see where they belong. How awesome is that? The Scouts will have 1 scanner at the John P. Holt Brentwood Library and then 1 at the Williamson County Animal Center. A friend of mine told me yesterday that she saw our story from Fox 17 News on Fox News yesterday. I searched it up and confirmed it. Yes, so our local Girl Scouts doing amazing things, garnering well-deserved national attention. Greg, it just takes me back to the time when we lived in Arizona and I found a stray dog and tried so hard to find the owner.
Yeah.
And it did not have a microchip. And I just think, man, if it had been microchipped and I could have had a station like that, I could have easily gotten it home.
100%. And one other thing, I've moved a few times even since moving here.
Yeah.
Make sure that your address is up to date.
Right.
If you've moved to town recently,
right,
update the address.
Good point.
Jen, it's trivia time. You ready?
Okay. Here we go.
You've had some time. What is the only planet that rotates clockwise? Venus, Earth, Jupiter, or Neptune?
This is a guess.
Yeah.
This is really just throwing a dart at the board here. I'm going to guess Jupiter.
Jupiter? Nope. It's actually Venus. It is the only planet that goes clockwise, and there's one planet that doesn't go clockwise or counterclockwise. It's Uranus, because it's actually on its side, so it kind of spins like this, like up and down. The stuff you learn at 6:58 in the morning on an idle Friday, right? Taking a look at our dogs of the day. We have Callie and Marley, sent in by Don. 2 Aussies right there. I'm sure we're going to be outside, a lot of us walking our 4-legged friends later today, because the last couple of days it was just hard to find a lot of really good windows of opportunity. The entire day is good. Let's go for that walk. Taking a look here. 47 degrees, goes to 49 at 8 o'clock, 56 degrees at 10 a.m. Everything looking good. Weekend forecast, even warmer. We're pushing near 80 degrees. And I actually added a couple degrees to 2 days in the forecast. We're going to show you that and take a look at how long we stay dry in the first check of your forecast as we go to your only live and local news source, starting at 7 o'clock in just 2 minutes from right now.
Greg, thanks so much. Let's get a check of steer clear traffic. Things have been really nice this morning. I mean, very few delays, not a whole lot of backups to report. This is a live look right now, I-65 at Fern Avenue. This is traffic just north of downtown Nashville, and the traffic you see coming toward us is approaching downtown. So you can see, sure, we've got congestion, but this is really good for 7 o'clock. We'll do another check in just a couple of minutes in steer clear traffic and see whether anything has changed. I have to admit, when I first saw the story this morning, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was some kind of a prank. No, it's not. Crocs and Pringles are teaming up. Yeah, they're doing a collaboration here on what they call limited edition fashion footwear. I don't know if Greg's mic is open on this, but
hold on. Look at
that. Are you kidding me?
Okay, mustache on one, and the other one had a Pringles holder on the side.
Greg, I must ask you a question. Would you wear these? You could put your Pringles in a little pack on the side of the Croc.
Just to get the looks from people. Yep.
Just to get a laugh. Oh my goodness gracious, what'll they think of next? It's 7 o'clock. Make sure you stick with us. We'll be your live local news source for the next 2 hours.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
I don't think that is the best idea that we should do. I think that finding the right path, the teachers that feel comfortable doing it and in the right circumstances with the right training, especially for some of the rural schools, might be a very good option.
Fox 17 News pushing for answers when it comes to red flag laws and gun safety after the Covenant school shooting. Hear from our local lawmakers and more experts.
Waking up with a brand new weather pattern taking us into the weekend. Increasing temperatures, but we're not in the clear for rain for the next 7 days. The next weather maker coming your way.
Steer clear traffic will take you out to I-65 at Fern Avenue. It's a light morning so far. Let's see if that holds up.
Thanks so much for starting your Friday with us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I am Justin McFarland. Fox 17 News is your only local news source, live with you from 7 until 9. Erica Glover has this Friday off.
Let's get started right now with a breaking news update this morning. Metro Police confirm one person shot early this morning. This all happened on Delway Villa Road. You can see I-24 and Trinity Lane at this main intersection. Ellington Parkway right over here. This is the neighborhood where it happened, north of Talbot's Corner. They're confirming that one person did go to the hospital. Metro Police not releasing a whole lot more information than that, but we're working to get details, and we'll bring them to you live through 9.
We are following breaking news this morning as we're learning a lot more about an overnight shooting that happened in Memphis where 2 police officers were hurt. Now, the authorities there in Memphis say that 2 officers responded to a suspicious vehicle call in the suburb of Whitehaven around 2 o'clock this morning. They say the suspects were inside of that car and opened fire as officers approached them. Now, 2 officers were hit with that gunfire. We're told that the officers did return fire and 2 suspects were also hurt. Now, we don't know the condition of the officers right now, but we do know both of the suspects involved with this are in custody. We will continue to update you on that breaking news from Memphis throughout the morning. Now to crisis in the classroom. There is a bill that would allow Tennessee teachers to carry guns inside of Tennessee schools. It did pass the state Senate on Tuesday. Governor Bill Lee has been pressing hard for school safety following, of course, that Covenant school shooting from March of last year. But some people are wondering if this kind of a measure is truly enough. Well, this all comes after a new bill passed the Senate on Tuesday that would allow teachers and faculty to be armed in schools with a minimum of 40 hours worth of training plus a psychological evaluation. Senator Paul Bailey is a sponsor of this bill and says that school districts or the sheriff's office could choose not to implement the policy, which means they don't have to be armed. They can just be armed if they want to and they meet certain requirements. He also says this is to help out some of the more rural counties who do not have school resource officers. Governor Bill Lee is also weighing in on this. Listen.
I've said that I'm open to that idea. It's very important what the details of that legislation would look like. It has passed one chamber, not the other. That means there's likely to be changes to it if it passes at all.
The bill right now is headed to the desk in the House. It could be lifted and voted on at any point before the session is scheduled to end, coming up here later this month. Well, Crisis in the Classroom is our commitment to exposing problems and finding solutions for issues in our schools. If you've got a story you think we should be talking about, you can drop us an email at news@fox17.com or call our tip line. Leave us a message, 615-266-4149.
Updating you this morning on a big story that we brought you first as breaking news yesterday. A tip from the public led Metro Police to the man who's accused of robbing a Nashville bank. This is the case where we had really good surveillance pictures. We now know know that officers have arrested 44-year-old Jeremy Godwin. He was riding in a taxi. Godwin was on federal probation at the time of this bank robbery at the Truist Bank on Nolensville Pike. Police say he is now facing a whole list of brand new federal charges, including bank robbery. Man, I know police have said that they were glad to find that guy so quickly. Right now, 7:05 is your time, and we've got our Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobus standing by to tell us what's new this morning.
And what is new are just a lot of good things here. The rain has moved out. Morning temperatures, they're not cold, but they're cooler. We're in the upper 40s, low 50s, so light jacket should be okay. Big weekend warm up, and the rain stays away the entire weekend. We're all clear. No Code Red weather, but the little windy graphic behind me. Yeah, we're going to have a breezy situation today, tomorrow, and also on Sunday. But look at that. I'm getting out of it. Don't look at me. Look at that. We have the sunshine out in full force this morning. It will continue with us all day long for the afternoon. The only places that may catch a couple of clouds are going to be east of I-65, and it won't be a completely overcast afternoon, just a few clouds here and there. 51 degrees. That's your current temperature right now on the way to 68 later on this afternoon. All of us are starting off cooler together, and all of us will end in the upper 60s. This is the coolest day we're going to have in the next 7. The big pattern change begins today, takes over tomorrow. It's 79 degrees, 82 on your Sunday. We've got to look ahead already, though. Monday late in the day into Tuesday and Wednesday, we get active again to begin the next brand new week. So we'll work through the weekend and that upcoming next chance for thunderstorms coming up in a few.
All right, let's get after what's going on with Steer Clear traffic. Let's get started here at Viadon Vets at Gallatin Pike coming down from Sumner County. You can see their traffic moving along pretty well from the Sumner County area. Good morning out there in Hendersonville and Goodlettsville. Nice part of the drive for you. Donaldson Pike at I-40 also looking good. Very close to Nashville International Airport. No holdups out there. Overall drive times look like this, everyone. And we have finally creeped up over an hour coming in from Murfreesboro. 65 minutes, still not that bad compared to other mornings. We'll continue to watch the roads out there for you, let you know what we find. But right now, all things considered, not too bad.
Right now, in the high cost of homelessness, concerns about trash and safety in the homeless camps along the Cumberland River downtown. City leaders say this is an ongoing problem, but just recently highlighted because of the search for the previously missing college student Riley Strain, who was ultimately found in the Cumberland River. Now, earlier this week, Metro Councilman Jacob Coupin told Fox 17 News that Metro Council's agenda was to provide a comprehensive analysis of that area.
Now on Sunday, cleanup crews were sent to try and pick up some of that trash and debris along the Cumberland River. We do want to let you know that Fox 17 News is going to stay on top of this story and take a look at some of the big issues that are plaguing Music City. We'll continue to stay on top of the status of this particular homeless camp there along the Cumberland and let you know what's next for the people living down there. Well, Rutherford County is looking for more money to build schools, but they say the state of Tennessee is not giving them the help they were looking for. We're going to hear from some of the county lawmakers and their boiling over frustration.
And at 7:07 right now, caught in the act, we're going to show you surveillance video where police say
mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Tennessee Home Buyers.
7:10 is the time. Earlier this year, the Rutherford County Commission wanted permission from the state of Tennessee to charge impact fees on new builders there in the area. Now, those fees were going to help with the construction of brand new schools. The county has long said they need anywhere between $30 to $60 million to build brand new schools there for their ever-growing population. But state lawmakers did not do that. And that led to some frustration on the part of the commission, and they expressed themselves a little bit last night.
That bill is history. It's not anything that we need to be focusing on. It is not what we were looking for. It is not. But it is what we have to deal with, so we will deal with it, okay? And from that perspective, we want to look at it as a positive because it does have some financial impact on the county. I'm not sitting up here saying that I'm happy. I am not. And I know most of us are not happy. But it is what it is.
To me, if you can't even get a second for discussion, that speaks volumes. regardless of what you say, they say it to you face to face.
Now, the county commission says they will be asking for impact fees or any other way they can think of to raise money for the county to pay for the schools that they need. And if they have to ask for it, they'll do so next year. In Operation Crime and Justice, we've got the very latest now about a situation happening in Franklin. The Franklin Police Department are working to identify a suspect who allegedly stole a donation box from an animal shelter. Police say it happened on April 4th. Watch here at the Williamson County Animal Shelter. They say that the surveillance video shows Victoria Hughes speaking with staff before taking the donation box and the cash with her. Now, she stored it under her hoodie, according to the spot shadow right here that you'll be able to see. The Franklin Police Department said it had around $200 in it. The police department also says Hughes is wanted by Metro Police for failure to appear. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Williamson County Crime Stoppers at 794-4000. Well, you can help your community stay in the know. If you have something you think Fox 17 News should be investigating, you can send us your tips. We can keep your information confidential as we work to tackle the issues in our local community. You can find us and follow us on all of our social media accounts. Scan that QR code right there on your screen.
And coming up here in your Code Red forecast, the big 3 things to know heading into the weekend. When and how long sunshine takes over for, how long we stay breezy with gusts up to 25 miles per hour, and which days in the next 7 are going to reach for 80 degrees.
Family members representing the 6 people killed in the Covenant School shooting last year have now filed an ethics complaint against a Tennessee state.
Dial 1-800-813-8118. That's 1-800-813-8118.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning as you take a live look there over First Horizon Park, home of your Nashville Sounds. Sounds, I think, on the road right now. They'll be back here before long. We understand they lost last night's game, but they'll be back here coming up in just a few days with their next homestand. And, of course, Fox 17 News will be out there with the Fireworks Friday and the first pitch and all of that coming up here in the coming weeks.
I'll be there for the first pitch on the 19th, so that'll be fun.
Right.
7:16 right now. We just got some brand new information into the newsroom regarding that shooting involving officers in Memphis overnight and early this morning. We have just learned a 3rd officer has been hit. Initially, reports of 2 officers who got hit when they approached a suspicious car south of Memphis in the Whitehaven area. We've just learned that a 3rd officer got grazed when the people inside of that car started shooting at police. So again, the 3rd officer we've just learned injured, expected to recover. We're still working though to find out the condition of the 2 other officers who were hit and likely sustained more serious injuries. We do know the people who were in that car are in custody right now. So as those developing pieces of information come out, we'll continue to keep you updated live through 9.
Coming up on 7:17 on this Friday morning, we want to tell you something new this morning as Covenant families have now filed a complaint against a state senator saying that a bill that he's sponsoring is very self-serving. Fox 17 News, Amanda Chen here joining us to talk about the Covenant School shooters' writings, and the debate and controversy over those writings continues on right now.
Good morning, Justin. Well, it's been almost a year since several organizations filed a lawsuit calling for these documents to be released. Now, some Covenant families are pushing back even more with this complaint against a senator who's sponsoring a bill that relates to a lawsuit he filed. Yesterday, the House rolled the bill, and it won't be heard until late next week. Now, family members of the Covenant School have filed an ethics complaint against Senator Todd Gardenhire. The families argue the senator should not be proposing a bill that prevents non-governmental third parties from intervening in public records lawsuits while also suing for the release of the shooter's writings. Gardenhire is one of several people who sued for those records to be made public, but the case has been delayed for months regarding an argument over who can intervene in the lawsuit. Ultimately, the judge decided the Covenant families, school, and church would be able to intervene. At the same time, the Senate passed Gardenhire's bill 32-0, which will now head to the House.
third party can still be heard, but this bill would prevent them from being a party in a lawsuit. Third parties can also go to the legislature and argue for an exemption of the public records.
I don't understand why you would want to take away any kind of opportunity for a crime victim to protect sensitive information about a case that really the public doesn't really need to know.
So many different aspects of this story. Amanda, what's next with the case?
Yeah, well, this bill will not affect this specific public records case that we've been following for about a year now. But after a year of waiting, the hearings are finally scheduled to be heard next Tuesday and Wednesday. It's assumed a judge will make a decision regarding the release of these documents. So we will finally, hopefully, be getting some answers. And next week, I will be there inside the courtroom as well.
All right, Amanda, thanks so much for all of your hard work on this story. As you all know, Fox 17 News has been tracking the updates since the Covenant School tragedy happened last March. For updates on the school shooter's writings, links for mental health advisors, and so much more, you can head to our website, fox17.com.
For right now, let's get your weekend going. Greg Boba standing by with a look at your forecast.
And taking a look at a weekend that could not be much better after the week we just had to deal with. Right now, we're still a little cool, upper 40s and low 50s, plenty of sun, and a day in the upper 60s. That's it. That is today in a nutshell. Very easy compared to the complications of days leading up to today. Here's your 5-star weekend. 1 star for comfy mornings, the 2nd star for warm afternoons. Star number 3 I actually like. You might not like wind. This is not wind. It's a little breeze out of the south. Comfortable breeze. No rain and plenty of sunshine. Get the sunglasses. Get all the good vibes going into the weekend. Nothing slowing you down when it comes to the weather and any of your plans. Slowly warming into the weekend. That is all we're looking at when it comes to what we're tracking next. Now, late Monday into Tuesday, there'll be some showers and storms. That is our next weather maker. But until then, let's just embrace what we've got and enjoy it. Taking a look, top of the radar, crystal clear over all of Tennessee right now and all of southern Kentucky. Getting on the bus here, heading to the first bell, 50 degrees. After school, we'll be up to 65. I see no problems with any after-school sports.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic. We have just picked up our first major crash of the morning, and it's a doozy. It's I-65 at Trinity Lane. They're on that north side of town. This crash does involve injuries. The ambulance is there. Fire department is there. They've been there for a little while. Unsure exactly how many cars may be involved, but it is quite a big scene here. It is going to slow things down coming down from that north side. So we're going to continue to follow things. I would advise Ellington Parkway or Dickerson Pike is the best ways to steer clear this morning coming down from that north side.
Glad to see they got at least some of it off to the shoulder. That's a godsend. Hey, Fox 17 News keeping an eye on everything happening in your community. We're live this morning at Vanderbilt University, where they're calling on all students, alumni, and faculty to give back. We'll be talking about the Day of Giving and how much money they've already raised, plus where that money is going.
And a brand new 6-story
choose and get out there. This is Kentucky. Come see for yourself. Plan your road trip at KentuckyTourism.com.
Good morning and welcome back into Fox 17 News this morning. Your time is 7:24 right now. Construction is underway on a brand new apartment complex that's going to downtown Columbia. Columbia, the site of the historic Mule Day. They just had that last weekend. So a lot happening down there. This is the Drake complex, the renderings that would go up at the corner of Woodland Street and 7th. This is just 1 block away from the historic downtown square. So a lot of folks will be able to live here. All right, we're talking about more than 200 units that will be available, 293 to be exact. They're going to have space for bakeries, coffee shops, sandwich shops. City leaders say they hope having more people living downtown will promote commerce and support local businesses. This project set to be complete in 2026.
7:25 your time, and we're always trying to find a different way to enjoy good weather. This evening could not be better for maybe something you haven't done in a while. Maybe you want to get out there and let up a little bonfire in the backyard. Get the marshmallows out, get them nice and toasty. 64 degrees at 6 p.m. as the sun is setting. We'll have our temperature dip a little bit to 60 by 8 p.m. Still really good though. Fire might actually feel pretty good at that point. And by the time we get to 10 o'clock, we're back into the middle 50s. We're clear the entire time. Also a good night for stargazing. Keep that in mind too. We haven't seen a lot of night sky that hasn't been overcast in quite some time. The forecast going forward for the weekend itself, looking real good. Here you go. 79 degrees on Saturday, 80 82 on Sunday. The warming begins. Plenty of sun. Better mornings for us here. One more cool one in the 40s tomorrow, and then we're back to the 50s and 60s leading into next week. What does that look like in your 7-day forecast? It's upper 60s today, upper 70s tomorrow, as we mentioned. But look at the 80-degree stretch of temperatures we have. It isn't just Sunday. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We will be tracking a few showers and storms, but at least every day nice and warm when it's not raining.
Greg, thank you. Hey, happening today, it's the annual Day of Giving at Vanderbilt University, where we are live this morning. Also, did you know spring commencement at Vanderbilt is 1 month away? So in a month, so many young men and women will be heading out into the real world. But for today, they're asking current students, alumni, staff, faculty to give to the university. Great live look, beautiful campus, by the way. If you haven't been over there yet, to just check it out. It's nice to walk. From now until about lunchtime, leaders are challenging members of the community to donate and give back. The money that is donated during this particular drive will go toward academic programs, the university as a whole, and a lot of projects that they're working on. School officials tell Fox 17 News that this one day is the most impactful fundraising tradition that they have. So let's see how it's going. I was just checking the website that they've got donated specifically for this event. They have currently raised more than $9,148,000. And that's from about 5,895 donors. I did the math. I was curious. What does that come out to on average? Well, on average, that would mean each person who donated about $1,500. So this goes to lunchtime. We'll be keeping you updated live through 9. 7:27 is the time. This looks to be the lone traffic problem right now in your morning commute. I-65 at Trinity Lane. This is north of downtown as you're making your way in. Good news is most of this mess is off to the right shoulder. TDOT, though, kind of taking up that right lane just to make sure everybody moves over. We'll get a deeper look into your current steer clear traffic drive times in minutes. Plus, just a moment of thanks. Gratitude.
Great deal. Thanks. Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by U.S. Pest Protection. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
A new department aimed at helping those with disabilities and our elder community. We're going to tell you all about it coming up next.
And a live look at right now, Lower Broadway. We are looking really good this morning. Bright blue sky. Preds in the playoffs. Tickets on sale. It's a good day on a Friday. We'll work into your week on your Code Red forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us to 65 at Trinity Lane. The ambulance has left from a injury crash, but there's still plenty more to do in that area. We'll tell you what we know so far coming up with steer clear traffic.
Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. and to be here for you to kick off your Friday. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I am Justin McFarland. Let's get started with some breaking news that we've just gotten an update on from Metro Police. They confirmed that one person was killed in an overnight shooting that took place on University Court. Happened around 11:45 at the Sudacum Apartments there, not too far from Lafayette Street on the south side of downtown.
Police have not identified the victim as of right now. They've also not released any details on a suspected shooter. But as that information comes in, we will be updating this story live through 9 a.m. Also new this morning, a state department that focuses on Middle Tennesseans who have disabilities and those who are over the age of 60. Now, up until now, there were two separate agencies that helped those people in our state. They have now merged.
Governor Lee signed the bill into law on Thursday. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joins us live for us this morning outside the Capitol with what this will mean for the entire state.
Good morning, Justin and Jen. So bipartisan support coming from both sides of the aisle. And just like you said, there's two departments merging together into one to help those in the elderly community and those with disabilities. Now, this created the Department of Disability and Aging. It's called the Tennessee Disability and Aging Act, which merges the state's Commission on Aging and Disability and the Department of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities. Leaders in this department will give more coordination and stronger advocacy for Tennesseans to live and age with as much independence as possible. And Governor Bill Lee says this is a step forward for both communities.
Having a focus on our aging population is important, but it's becoming more important for us every year. That's why this merger and this commitment in a new way to both our disability population, our aging population, is important to us as a state.
Now, Governor Bill Lee says this department will be led by Brad Turner, who has committed his life to the disability population, and adding the department is in good hands. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red Station.
7:33 your time. A quick check of your forecast. It's a very easy one to get you going here. So the nuts and bolts all at once. 51 degrees, sunny right now. 68 degrees, sunny later today. Little cool across the board, all of us, 40s to right near 50, but that 68-degree high temperature is the coolest day of the entire 7-day forecast, so let's show it to you. We do have a very nice stretch of 7 days ahead of us, at least the first 3, not a drop of rain in the forecast. I'm not even using Future Track today. It gets a little break for a couple of days. Tomorrow, 79 degrees, 82 on Sunday. We'll get more hour-by-hour timing of your upcoming weekend, and then take a look ahead to the next Weather Maker Monday into Tuesday in the next check of your forecast.
Steer clear traffic, one accident to show you, and we're getting started here. I-65 at Trinity Lane there on that north side. You can see there, this is an injury crash where authorities are continuing to work that scene. Now, we did see the ambulance leave a short time ago. You could try to take Ellington Parkway or Dickerson Pike. It's the best way to steer clear of that crash on the north side.
At 7:34 right now, a nonprofit government watchdog group called OpenTheBooks.com has found Tennessee is getting more federal earmarks than we received last year, and a fraction of that money is for a Nashville area project.
We're joined right now by Rachel O'Brien from OpenTheBooks.com to break down her findings. And Rachel, earmarks are oftentimes called pork barrel spending by the federal government. So what can you tell us about Nashville getting their share of this?
Right. So as you mentioned, it's federal funding, and this comes directly from the Congress members allocating for their specific district. They were banned for a decade due to abuse, and they only recently returned 2021. So Tennessee, there are 67 earmarks coming this fiscal year, totaling $361 million. But only one project is for the Nashville area. Most of this money is going to one massive project, this Army Corps project to rebuild the dam on the Tennessee River in Hamilton County, the Chickamauga Navigation Lock. That's $237 million, a huge project. So Davidson County is only getting $3 million for one project. That's to improve the Donaldson commuter rail station. And that earmark is from Congressman John Rose. If you remember, Davidson County, the congressional district, is now split among 3 Congress members. There were 3 districts. It used to be 1. And 2 of those Congress members did not request earmarks. There were a bunch of Republicans and some Democrats who did not request earmarks. They oppose that spending project. And so we only see one project being funded in the Nashville area.
All right, so how does our spending compare to other districts around the country here, Rachel?
Yeah, so I mean, if you are in a congressional district where your Congress member decided not to ask for earmarks, your district is getting nothing. If you are in one of those districts where your Congress member did ask, you could be getting up to $20 million worth of projects in your district. And so last fiscal year, you remember then Congressman Jim Cooper, he got numerous earmarks for the Nashville area. He got $18 million worth of earmarks for his district. Again, this was when it was just one congressional district. In Davidson County, it wasn't 3. And so there's far less money this year going to Nashville simply because the Congress members didn't ask for it.
Okay, and just to reiterate that about $3 million coming to Nashville thanks to Congressman John Rose, who serves the Donaldson area where that commuter rail is going to get some updates. Rachel O'Brien, thanks so much for your report.
Well, coming up, we're tracking the developments on a bill in the Tennessee House that would make it illegal for you to for you to marry your first cousin. What in the world?
You can still hire them. They can work for you.
Yeah,
you just can't marry them
legally.
Not marriage. Hey, get ready for a good time this weekend. The
deal. We get the deals. You get the good stuff. Marshall's.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Developing right now, we have a bill that would make it officially illegal in Tennessee to marry your first cousin. It is headed to the governor's desk for his signature.
Now it came up for a third and final vote on the Tennessee House of Representatives floor, but the decision to make that illegal was not unanimous. There is a state representative, Gino Bluzzo from Brentwood, who proposed an amendment that would leave the door open for male first cousins to go ahead and get married.
Yeah, Republican Representative Mr. Bolso there argued that the bill, as it was written, violated the Supreme Court ruling that legalized same-sex marriage. Listen to what he had to say.
So the question is there a public health issue with a male marrying a male first cousin? Obviously, I think the answer is no.
My bill as drafted would be the lineal descent of a grandparent, which would include first cousins, regardless of sex.
Well, the amendment failed, but the bill did pass 75-2. It does close what is considered to be an unintended loophole in a law that was passed all the way back in 1829.
And this story brings us to our question of the morning. We were asking over on our Twitter poll, should Tennessee pass a law prohibiting you from marrying your first cousin? Close to 7,600 votes right now, and 75% of you say yes. If you want to vote and leave a comment, you can do that anytime. This is still active and open. Scan the QR code right there on your screen or head to twitter.com and search Fox Nashville.
Steer clear traffic, something unusual happening on I-65 at Trinity Lane. The ambulance is back. We showed this to you a few moments ago where the ambulance had already left the scene. Now that we've come back to it, the ambulance has returned. And I don't mean, well, the camera just moved. No, it didn't move that much. The ambulance has returned to the scene of this injury crash there on I-65 at Trinity Lane. So I'm unsure if someone else is hurt. Maybe they found a new injury or a new victim. Things like that can happen. So be aware, it is going to slow you down. You want to take Ellington Parkway or Dickerson Pike, maybe even Gallatin Road as the best way to steer clear. If you see that truck moving in the backdrop over there, that's Brick Church Pike that will take you up to the Fern Avenue overpass. That's an option for you as well.
Hey, check this out. Bourbon and Bubbles is back at Geodis Park this weekend. That's where we're taking a live look right now. Lots of drinks and food for you to enjoy, plus a fashion show. This whole event is going to benefit the Iroquois steeplechase. Our Fox 17 news anchor Megan O'Halloran will be out there hosting all the festivities. So make sure you show up dressed to the nines. You know, ladies, you could get the fascinator or the big hat. Again, this is all Iroquois themed to raise money for that venue over at Percy Warner Park. You do have to be 21 to get in. It starts at 4:30. We've got more details right there on your screen. You can head to our website to get tickets.
Well, coming up in the next few minutes, Greg Bobus will have your details for your weather, not just for the Bourbons and Bubble event, but anything else you got going on across the mid-state this weekend.
Pizza again. Hey, Palmer. HelloFresh has delicious guilt-free recipes you can make in a snap. Whoa, that's right.
Do you think the pizza guy's okay?
He's fine.
7:45. Let's talk sports. One of Justin's favorite things to do. We're gonna. I mean, he likes it so much he does it on the radio in the afternoon.
Do it all the time. Yes.
So we got the NFL draft kind of here in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks are wondering, what are the Titans going to do with that first pick?
So there's the majority of a draft out there, the mock drafts. These are the experts who watch this kind of thing. They go ahead and make drafts that they think teams are going to do. No surprising. The Titans are in line for an offensive tackle. This is after the Titans gave up a whopping 64 sacks. You know, it's kind of hard for Will Levis to get going if he's always on the ground.
Well, and it was hard to watch last season. It was really hard to watch. So there is an offensive tackle named Joe Alt, who was at Notre Dame.
Yes.
One of the favored projections in the mock drafts that Justin was just trying to explain. And then we've got Alabama's J.C. Latham, who could be another one.
No.
If Alt is off the board.
Real quick, J.C. Latham is 60 pounds heavier than Joe Alt.
Wow, 60 pounds?
60 pounds.
Wow.
So they're kind of a different player, even though they play the same position. So it'll be interesting to see if they go that way or not. Titans head coach Brian Callahan says they're already starting to look through all the different scenarios about what could happen before pick 7.
Yeah.
So nothing could surprise them on draft day.
this is the time for all of those things. When people are, coaches are advocating for guys they like, scouts are advocating for the players they like. You have conversations if there's huge discrepancies in the grades. And then by the time we get to the draft, we've cemented our plan for the most part on what directions we'll head based on what events happen in front of us.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You've got to have a backup to the plan if your pick is already off the board. So we understand the Titans have 8 in all this year in the draft, and day 1 is set for Thursday, April 25th.
Well, the Nashville Predators officially clinched their playoff spot for the Stanley Cup playoffs. The question is, who will be their first-round opponent this year? The Preds will either get the Vancouver Canucks, the Dallas Stars, or the Edmonton Oilers.
And what happens between now and then will determine who they play. So Nashville does have 3 regular season games left, and how they do over the next 3 games will determine that first-round opponent.
We've got one goal of getting in the playoffs now. Our main objective is to keep building our game, growing it, and keep the momentum. You know, we've been on a pretty good run of playing good hockey, and it's going to be tested here for the last 3.
So the Preds cannot fall any lower than the 2nd wild card spot. And if they get wins over the Blackhawks and the Blue Jackets, they will officially clinch the 1st wild card spot, which would mean they would most likely not have to face the Stars in the first round.
Yeah, so
big matchup.
We'll see what happens. In the meantime, let's get to Greg. He's standing by with a look at your weekend forecast out there.
Yeah, everything looking good leading into it. I mean, this is a great day to begin with. Then we just go into Saturday and Sunday and keep building on all the really nice things in the forecast. And also, Masters going on right now. Yeah. That's big going into the weekend. Maybe you want to get your golf game polished off a little bit here going into the next couple of days. I'll tell you, today is a great day for a tee time. A little wind out there. You will notice that, so factor that into your game. Other than that, though, weather looks great. 52 degrees for 9 a.m. tee times, 61 if you're teeing off at noon. And if you have a later afternoon tee time, you'll be in the middle 60s. So nothing too aggressively warm, actually very comfortable golf weather for us here. Just some sunshine and a couple of clouds. Or maybe you're staying at home and going, my car looks like a mess after this one. Well, I would wait just a couple more hours and then work your way into the weekend and go, absolutely, get the car washed. And maybe you're not even doing either of those. You want to be in the backyard. What are the evening temperatures going to be for us later in the day? We talked about the 60s early. Well, they're going to hang with us here all the way through 7 o'clock. So 5 o'clock to 6 and 7. Low to middle 60s with continued sunshine. But one noticeable thing is going to end up being that chance for some breezy conditions on and off throughout the morning and afternoon. 68 degrees later today, 79 tomorrow, 82 on Sunday. There is that weekend outlook, a very nice one. We get back to a more unsettled pattern late Monday into Tuesday. But in the meantime, you can leave the umbrella at home, grab the sunglasses, and get out and about and do whatever you want. Weather's not going to slow you down.
Steer clear traffic. We continue to follow that injury crash north of town, I-65 at Trinity Lane. You can see there for yourself, traffic moving along very nicely, other than the minor delays. So we are no longer seeing the huge backups there that we were seeing earlier because the ambulance is left, the fire department is left. Things are starting to clear out there. Looks like they're just waiting on a tow truck now to get that last car out of the way there on that north side. Let me show you what it's doing to drive times. Hendersonville, 41 minutes right now. Bit of a crawl past that crash. You can use Ellington Parkway or Dickerson Pike to steer clear of that. Murfreesboro to downtown at just about an hour. Franklin to downtown at 31 minutes.
A couple of minutes ago, we were telling you about the Bourbon and Bubbles event at Geodis Park. This weekend, we also have the YWCA Nashville and Middle Tennessee inviting you to join in the fight against domestic violence by attending their event. They've been doing this for 12 years. It's the Wine, Women, and Shoes event. Over the last 11 years, this fundraiser has brought in $2.5 million to provide safety for thousands of women who are trying to get out of domestic violence situations at home.
Now, this year's event is happening tomorrow at 11 o'clock at the Music City Center. That's in the Carl Dean Ballroom. For more information, be sure to visit our website at fox17.com. Exciting news this morning in Clarksville. That's where Whataburger is getting set to open up already its 3rd location in Clarksville. That's going to be happening on Monday.
All right, if you like fast food and you want a different burger, this would be for you. This is on Fort Campbell Boulevard. They've got what you would pretty much come to expect these days. They're doing that double drive-through thing. Yeah. You know, a lot of restaurants are doing that now, especially the fast food joints. If you are one of the first 2 people in line, you're going to get free Whataburger for a year. And the first 100 people will receive Whataburger goodie bags. The grand opening set for 11 a.m. coming up Monday.
Whataburger for a year. There's some motivation to get you up and out the door there.
Check the old ticker, okay? Make sure you get your doctor's appointment.
Well, that's true, too. The White House is in for another round of student loan debt cancellation for borrowers. Coming up, we're going to tell you if you are one of the chosen ones to get that debt relief.
And one of our local Girl Scouts.
More with double fuel points and free delivery. Discover more ways to save big every day. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Happy Friday. Welcome back. Time right now, 7:55. It's that time of the morning to meet our dogs of the day. We've got Callie and Marley sent in by Don, and this is a good day for a good dog walk, and these two deserve to get out. All the dogs do after how rough this week was to try to find many windows of opportunity across the board. It's a great day for everyone who could potentially be watching us right now in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky to get outside. Temperature starting in the 40s right now. The sun is already up, already doing its work. We're up to 56 by 10, 59 degrees at 11 o'clock. So a very good day. The afternoon will get us into the 60s. You can always share your dog of the day photos and see them right here on Fox 17 News this morning. You go to Facebook, you search meteorologist Greg Bobus, give it a follow, and just drop your photo right on that pin post at the top of my page. And you can see your dog right here. We do one every morning on Fox 17 News this morning. The only days you won't see one are days where we might have code red weather or severe weather rolling and have to take it a little more on the serious side and get those little details ironed out for you. But overall, great looking forecast today. 68 degrees, below average by a couple of clicks. But the only really noticeable factor in the forecast, a little breezy at times this afternoon into this evening.
Steer clear traffic for you. Let's get you out and about on I-65 Trinity Lane. They're on the north side. As you can see, traffic moving along there. Despite the fact we were just dealing with a crash there on the shoulder of the road, looks like they've gotten that moved out of the way because they've moved the camera on us here. So we're doing a little bit better there on that north side. Still seeing a bit of a drag according to our drive times, though. You can still try to take Dickerson Pike. Ellington Parkway maybe, but Ellington Parkway is kind of slow right now as well. So Dickerson Pike is a good way to try and steer clear of any congestion there from the north side. We'll continue to follow things out on the road for you live and local through 9. Well, this morning, the Biden administration says it is forgiving another round of student loan debt. This time, around $7.4 billion worth of debt. Now, the move will impact around 200,000 borrowers who are out there. The program was enacted by the White House to make it easier for some particular groups of borrowers, like those in the public sector, to qualify for loan forgiveness.
Now, here's the catch. The Supreme Court has already weighed in on a previous plan from the Biden administration to try to do this. They said the president couldn't do it, so he created a new version. Well, now 18 states are currently suing the White House over this newest effort, saying essentially it's illegal. They argue the president is transferring the cost of student loan debt to everyday taxpayers who either chose not to go to college or who already paid for it themselves.
See what the court says at the end of the day. In the meantime, a Middle Tennessee Girl Scout troop is making a difference in your community. They're using their hard-earned cookie money to create a helpful but yet successful tool to help some of the pet owners locate their pets.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you find a lost dog and you wonder, does it have a microchip? Well, Troop 1255 from Brentwood set up 2 microchip scanning stations in Williamson County to help you figure that out and return lost dogs to their owners. One of the microchip scanning stations is at the John Holt Brentwood Library. The other is at the Williamson County Animal Center. So if you're in Williamson County and you find a lost pet, you can take it to one of those stations to help find the owner.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
Do you know someone in your hometown who's a hero, making a big difference to the community? If you do, Fox 17 and Ponce Law wants to share their particular story.
Yeah, we've been teaming up for years, and we share those stories every month right here on Fox 17 News this morning. Our hometown heroes win $1,000. If you're thinking of somebody right now who fits the bill, who would make a great hometown hero nominee, you can nominate your person by going to poncelaw.com/hometown hero. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us more about the person you're nominating. And then again, once a month, we honor a new hometown hero with $1,000.
Promotional consideration for this program provided by Ponce Law.
Well, looking ahead this morning, the Tennessee Valley Authority has issued a water traffic caution during the time in which they're doing some transmission line work. This is all happening on the Cumberland River. This is going to take place coming up on April the 15th.
All right, that's going to be Monday. So just a heads up now, they're going to have people working, so they want you to take extra precautions. They'll have some safety boats out there, but just again, giving you the heads up with that transmission line work on the waterways, looking ahead to Monday.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
I don't think that is the best idea that we should do. I think that finding the right path, the teachers that feel comfortable doing it and in the right circumstances with the right training, especially for some of the rural schools, might be a very good option.
Fox 17 News working to get more answers when it comes to red flag laws and gun safety after the Covenant school shooting. What some of our lawmakers want to do now and the current debate over that.
And a look at an ever-changing forecast into the weekend. Most of those changes are good. How long we stay dry and how much warmer we'll be coming up in a few minutes.
And steer clear traffic. We continue to follow that crash on I-65 Trinity Lane. I didn't think it was gone. It's still there. We're going to tell you about the best ways to steer clear.
All right. Thanks so much for starting your Friday with us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
I am Justin McFarland. Erica Glover has this day off. Fox 17 News, of course, your only live and local news source, live with you from 7 until 9.
All right. Let's get to a breaking news update right now. We have learned about a deadly shooting that happened in the Nashville area early this morning. One person in this overnight shooting was hurt, at least this one. We've had two shootings. The one I'm going to tell you about right now, one person hurt. This was on Delway Villa Road off Dickerson Pike north of Talbot's Corner. Dispatch telling us one person did go to the hospital here. We're working to get more details. We also have another shooting that happened overnight in which one person was killed. That happened near the Sudicum Apartments. So we'll be updating you on both of those as we go live through 9 a.m.
We are also learning more information about an overnight shooting involving 3 police officers who were shot outside of the city of Memphis. Memphis police say the officers responded to a suspicious vehicle call in the suburb of Whitehaven. This happened around 2 o'clock this morning. They say that a couple of suspects inside of that car opened fire at officers as they approached them. 3 officers were hit. Those officers that also returned fire. We don't know exactly what the conditions of those officers are right now. We can tell you that the suspects are in custody. Memphis police say that 2 officers were actually shot. A 3rd officer was grazed by a bullet and is being treated for minor injuries. Well, now on to crisis in the classroom. There is a bill to allow Tennessee teachers to carry guns inside of the classroom. It did pass the state Senate on Tuesday. Governor Bill Lee have been pressing very hard for school safety following the Covenant school shooting. But some people are wondering if this kind of move is what it's going to take in order to keep kids safe inside the classroom. Well, this comes after this new bill again passed on the Senate on Tuesday. It allows teachers and faculty to be armed in a school as long as they have 40 hours of training as well as a psychological evaluation. Senator Paul Bailey is the bill sponsor. He says that a school district or a sheriff's office could choose to implement this policy if they want to, but they don't have to. He also says it should help some of the more rural communities who do not have access to school resource officers. Governor Lee is weighing in.
I've said that I'm open to that idea. It's very important what the details of that legislation would look like. It has passed one chamber, not the other. That means there's likely to be changes to it if it passes at all.
Well, right now the bill is on the desk in the House, which means it could be lifted and voted on at any time before the legislation session ends, coming up here at the end of the month. Well, Crisis in the Classroom is our commitment to exposing problems and finding solutions in our schools. If you have a story you think we should know about, you can email us at news@fox17.com or call our tip line 615-266-4149.
Tips coming in from the community lead to the arrest of a suspected bank robber in the Nashville area. Good update here for you as police are glad to have this man in custody. Officers arresting 44-year-old Jeremy Godwin while he was riding in a taxi. You may remember we first brought you this story yesterday morning as breaking news. Very clear pictures of the guy. Here's the deal. He was out on federal probation at the time of the bank robbery. This happened at the Truist Bank branch on Nolensville Pike. Police say now he is facing more federal charges, including bank robbery. It's 8:05 right now. Happy Friday to you. Glad you're waking up with us. We're your live local news source through 9, and Greg is here to give us the update on what's new this morning.
And what is new? Well, 3 big things here. Number 1, the rain is finally out of here for a couple days. Number 2, you'll notice it's a little bit cooler and windier than it has been in previous mornings. But number 3 is the best one. A very big warm up for the weekend. We're all clear, no code red weather. And that's at least until we get into next week. There we go. Look at the sunshine, the birds flying for us this morning. A lot of green now on many of our trees. The last few weeks with the rain have really helped us out here. As far as this morning and what this means for the roads, well, weather's not an implication to anything that's going to happen out there for you. Temps in the 40s and 50s. Have the sunglasses. We're green light here. We're no worries when it comes to the forecast and your travel this morning and this afternoon. Let's see what's cooking up in the kitchen when it comes to temperatures. Well, we're going to be right in the upper 50s to low 60s lunchtime. 11 o'clock, 59 degrees, 61 at noon, 62 degrees at 1 p.m. Whether you're eating indoors, going to pick something up, find a little time around lunchtime to at least just pop outside for a minute or two and enjoy the much better conditions in the last few days that we have been dealing with. Your 7-day forecast, this is the coolest of the next 7 days. We've got one more night that'll feel a little on the cool side with temperatures that will be at 46 tonight into tomorrow. But then there we go. Upper 70s on your Saturday, low 80s on Sunday, and we'll keep an 80-degree streak going into next week. So everything trending up for temperature after today.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 8:06. Quick look here at I-65 Trinity Lane on that north side. That scene out there continues to get smaller and smaller as police are clearing the leftovers of an injury crash in that area. You could take Ellington Parkway as the best way to steer clear of any slowdown. Dickerson Pike works as well. This is I-24 at Antioch and Cane Ridge as you make your way in from the south and east side. Bit of a slowdown there as you make your way towards the merge point, but nothing significant. No major crashes out there. Drive time from Murfreesboro into downtown at just about an hour.
Hey, we have a heads up for all of our friends waking up in Murray County right now. The Murray County Sheriff's Department telling Fox 17 News that this Saturday, tomorrow, their phone lines will be temporarily down due to some maintenance. What you're looking at on your screen right here is the flyer that they've posted on their Facebook page for the Murray County Sheriff's Department. As you can see, this is just a scheduled maintenance update. If you need to reach the sheriff's office, they've got an alternative number right there for you. Of course, if you have an emergency, call 911.
Rutherford County Schools is looking for more money to build brand new schools. They say the state of Tennessee not giving them the help that they need. We're going to tell you why they're trying to make the best out of a very rough financial situation.
And right now the search is on.
I'm going to do this thing with my neck just for a bit.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Southeast Financial Credit Union.
8:10 is the time. Earlier this year, the Rutherford County Commission wanted permission from the state of Tennessee to charge impact fees on builders. Now, Justin, what are impact fees? Impact fees are things that builders pay when they're building brand new subdivisions and things like that, and that money goes to the county. The county can then use that money for different things. In this case, Rutherford County wants to spend $30 to $60 million to build brand new schools, but they need the state's permission first. Well, the state did not give them that permission, even though they begged their delegation to go ahead and try to make it happen. Last night at a county commission meeting, some frustration showed itself.
Because I find it interesting that there's a delegation that is not supporting Rutherford County. A delegation that's been voted by a lot of y'all that's not doing things in the best interest of our county. I find that very strange.
State legislature listened to lobbyists for special interest groups and not to the people who elected them. Hopefully that will work itself out. we will not get involved in those conversations. That'll be up to the voters to make that decision.
Well, the county says they will be asking for impact fees or other ways to try to raise the money that they need so they can build the schools that they need. Well, we're going to continue to follow that story and let you know what they come up with. In Operation Crime and Justice, in the meantime, Franklin police are working to find a suspect who they say stole a donation box from an animal shelter. Police say it happened back on April the 4th at the Williamson County Animal Shelter. Watch the surveillance video right here. See the spot shadow. This is Victoria Hughes, according to police. They say she was speaking with the shelter staff right before taking that donation box with the cash and hiding it under her hoodie. According to authorities, the shelter box had around $200 in it. Franklin police say that Hughes is also wanted by Metro Police for failure to appear. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Williamson County Crime Stoppers, 794-4000.
And coming up next in your forecast, sun is up, temps are already climbing. How warm will be today, but we'll add a good 15 to 20 degrees to that by the end of the 7-day forecast. We'll break it all down for you.
And steer clear traffic, tow trucks in place. They're on I-65 at Trinity Lane. Hopefully that means this crash up there on the north side is wrapping up. We'll give you the latest details. Plus, family members representing the 6 people killed in the Covenant School shooting last year have now filed an ethics complaint.
U.S. Pest Protection.
We've been breathing this.
Lots of people don't realize that mold feeds off moisture in their crawl space. But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
Good morning and welcome back into Fox 17 News this morning. It's 8:15. Operation Crime and Justice. A former Metro school drama teacher is now facing criminal charges. He is accused of aggravated sexual battery involving a student.
Metro police say it was this man right here, 60-year-old Gary Scheimer, who inappropriately touched a female student last year. They say it happened while he and the victim were alone inside of a classroom at H.G. Hill Middle School. His bond is set at $100,000.
Right now in some of our big local headlines today, Covenant school families, some of them not happy with one senator. They believe a bill that he is sponsoring is a conflict of interest.
This comes as the fight to release the Covenant school shooter's writings continues on right now in court. Fox 17 News' Amanda Chen has the very latest.
Well, it's been almost a year since several organizations filed a lawsuit calling for these documents to be released. Now some Covenant families are pushing back even more. Family members of the Covenant School have filed an ethics complaint against Senator Todd Gardenhire. The families argue the senator should not be proposing a bill that prevents non-governmental third parties from intervening in public records lawsuits while also suing for the release of the shooter's writings. Gardenhire is one of several people who sued for those records to be made public, but the case has been delayed for months over an argument over who can intervene in the lawsuit. Ultimately, the judge decided the Covenant families, school, and church would be allowed to intervene. At the same time, the Senate passed Gardenhire's bill 32-0. But on Thursday morning, the House rolled the bill to next week.
Is a third-party innovator can take away the government's control of its own records. Third parties do not risk paying attorney's fees as if the citizen prevails. It does not have to prove a record is confidential by the preponderance of evidence.
Taking away any opportunity for them to come before the court and say, look at my side, look at my perspective about information that's very, very sensitive to them personally, that could continue to haunt them the rest of their life.
Amanda Chen now with us. How would this affect the Covenant case here, Amanda, if this was passed?
Well, since the bill is rolled to next Thursday and the Covenant case hearings are scheduled for next Tuesday and Wednesday, it won't affect this specific case, but this bill is also not retroactive. So if the House passes this next week, it'll head to the governor's desk. If this is ultimately passed, it could definitely affect future public records cases and the victim's ability to have a voice, like we heard from Verna Riot, who's been a voice for Tennessee victims for decades now.
All right, Amanda, this will continue into the next week. We know you'll be on top of it. We'll look forward to your reporting then.
8:18 your time, taking a look at your code red forecast, and there's nothing code red about it. It's everything blue. All the lights are on behind Jen and Justin. Everything's looking blue in the sky as well. Everything is great. We're saying hello to a perfect weather pattern going into the weekend. Goodbye to all the rain. So the sun's coming up right now, and we're going to have it the entire day. We're going to follow it all the way into Saturday and Sunday. Next weather maker not until Monday. What does that mean at the airport? Blue sky near BNA, 52 degrees at 9 a.m., 61 degrees at noon, 64 at 3 o'clock. Just checked on any flight delays. So we'll hop our way inside the airport and take a look here, and we'll see that we have right now, a little uptick. About 20 delays right now as of 8 o'clock, 54 degrees current temperature. Little wind out of the west that will shift to the south over the weekend and bring in some warmer air. And maybe you're looking outside and you're going, my garden's not looking great, or maybe there's a couple of weeds that have come up with all the rain that we have had. Taking a look here, if you've got the green thumb, 52 degrees at 9, and we will be in the 60s, not just through 3, but say you get home a little bit later, 4, 5, 6, because the sunset's not until 7. The evening temperatures will stay in the 60s until 7 or 8 o'clock this evening. So if you've got plans, whatever they may be, keep that in mind. Nice looking evening after a high of 68, 79 degrees on your Saturday, and then 82 degrees on your Sunday. I want to talk about a few things though. I want you to look at your screen. Tonight will be cool once again. So if you're up very early for anything you're doing on your Saturday morning, some areas in the Cumberland Plateau will be in the lower 40s. So that's almost a little on the cold side. After that, nighttime temperatures back to the 50s and 60s. And now let's focus right here. Monday into Tuesday. That's our next weather maker. It's not a guarantee that we get severe weather or even that we get any aggressive thunderstorms, but that's the next thing. We're always keeping our eyes on what's coming up next. That is the next thing that we're looking at to start off the upcoming week, Monday, late in the day into Tuesday.
Steer clear traffic at 8:20 this morning. Let's take a quick look outside here at 65 Trinity Lane here on the north side. As you can see, they're wrapping up the scene of a crash that had some injuries earlier this morning. They are loading up a car right there on the flatbed and about to tow it away. Once they do, hopefully that'll free things up. Until they do, though, you can try to take Ellington Parkway or Dickerson Pike is the best way to steer clear on that north side. Other side of town, let's look at I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard out in Antioch. Things starting to thin out there a little bit better, and the drive north of town, no problems at all. On Vietnam Vets at Gallatin Pike, looking really good from Sumner County.
It's 8:20 right now. The family of Riley Strain still looking for answers after his untimely death. The latest on that investigation. Plus, Fox 17 News has been tracking the search.
Right now during the Jeep Celebration event, get up to 15% below MSRP on most 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and Gladiator models. Hurry, don't miss this great offer.
Good morning. We have breaking news right now coming into the Fox 17 newsroom, and this is from Lebanon, where just now police have informed us that they've made an arrest in a murder investigation, and this goes back to 2023. Back in March of 23, officers responded to a potentially deadly overdose. Further testing revealed the victim had overdosed on a mixture of meth and fentanyl. Well, investigators say Castor Williams gave the deadly drugs to the victim. He is now in custody. Williams is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. Developing right now is the story regarding the search for Riley Strain, and what happened after that search came to just a tragic conclusion in Nashville. Both on air and online, our Fox 17 News reporters have been digging deeper into the details of what happened to Riley Strain. Metro Police believe his death was an accident, but his friends and family are uncertain. In fact, they asked for a second autopsy because they say new developments have led them to not rule out foul play just yet. Exclusive information given to Fox 17 News reveals that investigators have now identified a new witness who is perhaps the last known person to have seen Riley walking along Gay Street in downtown Nashville. If you want to read all about this, plus keep up with the latest developments, make sure you follow us through our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram accounts, and you can follow along at fox17.com.
8:25, giving you a check of your forecast here, working our way into a much-deserved and much-needed weekend after what we just had the last couple of days when it came to showers, thunderstorms, cool temperatures, the wind. Maybe your lawn just needs a little bit of TLC after all that. Maybe it's kind of gone from this to that in the last 2 or 3 days. Today, depending upon how shady your lawn is, you might still have some wet grass from yesterday, but if not, I would say go for it late in the day. You should be fine. If you still have a little bit of a damp ground going, I would say wait till Saturday and Sunday. Both of those days start to get better hour by hour. Either way, the whole weekend stays completely dry. So that's really good news for us in the forecast. Taking a look, how do you keep track of the hour-by-hour big ups and downs we'll see over the course of the next 2 to 3 days? Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. You just scan that QR code. We tell you about it every day. If you've got it, you know what I mean. It's a very useful thing when we have morning temperatures in the 40s, but afternoons up near 80. When does that transition happen during the day so we know when we need the coat or we don't if we're heading out? That's one easy way to pinpoint that and put it all together for you. You can also connect with any of us on social media, whether that be Facebook, our X pages on Twitter.com or Instagram. We love hearing from you guys. We love seeing all your pictures. If you're out and about this weekend and you see something pretty you want us to show on Monday, snap a photo, send it to us. You just might see it here.
Well, I might have to do that just for you, Greg. Thank you. You know, just moments ago, I was telling you about the updates in the case of Riley Strain. Well, his story highlights in the high cost of homelessness, the big concerns about homeless camps, trash, and overall safety along the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville. City leaders say, yes, it is an ongoing issue. Earlier this week, Metro Councilman Jacob Coupin told Fox 17 News that the Metro Council's agenda was to provide a comprehensive analysis on that area. We know cleanup crews were sent out to try to pick up some of the trash and the debris along the river. We do want to let you know that Fox 17 News is just staying on top of this big story and the issues that are plaguing Music City. So we'll continue to keep you updated on the status of this particular approach right here on air and online. Steer clear traffic hasn't been too bad here for a Friday morning. A little bit of a slowdown now. I-65 at Trinity Lane. Is this your biggest backup? We'll check with Justin McFarland in minutes to find out. Plus, we have a nonprofit.
Saturday at 3:30 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Alive Hospice. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
A new department aimed to help those with disabilities and our elder communities. We'll tell you all about it coming up next.
Waking up in the 50s, bright blue sky. Taking a look at Lower Broadway, I guarantee you that this same image about 12 hours from now is going to be jam-packed. This evening looks fantastic, and the weekend even better. We'll work you through it in your Code Red forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-24 at Harding Place. As you make that drive out and about in the Antioch area, we're going to tell you how the drive is going so far with your steer clear traffic.
Thanks so much for kicking off your Friday with us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I am Justin McFarland. Fox 17 News, of course, your only live and local news source, live with you from 7 until 9.
We have breaking news this morning. I mentioned it at the top of our 8 o'clock hour. I want to dive more into the breaking news details now. Metro Police have confirmed one person has been killed in a shooting on University Court. Happened just before midnight at the Sudicum Apartments.
Police have not identified the victim or released any details about a suspect at this point. But as soon as we learn more, we'll update you both on air and online at fox17.com.
Also new this morning, there is a brand new department within the state of Tennessee that is focusing on helping Middle Tennesseans who have disabilities and who are over the age of 60.
This is all from Governor Bill Lee, who signed this into law on Thursday. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joins us live outside the Capitol with more on this brand new department.
Good morning, Justin and Jen. So bipartisan support from both sides of the aisle on this, and what the department or what the state leaders decided to do was merge two departments together, creating Tennessee's Department of Disability and Aging. Now it's called the Tennessee Disability and Aging Act, which merges the state's Commission on Aging and Disability and the Department of Intellectual and Development Disabilities. Leaders for this department will give more coordination and stronger advocacy for Tennesseans to live in age with as much independence as possible. Governor Lee says this is a step forward for both communities.
Having a focus on our aging population is important, but it's becoming more important for us every year. That's why this merger and this commitment in a new way to both our disability population, our aging population, is important to us as a state.
Now, Governor Lee says this department will be led by Brad Turner, who has committed his life to the disability population and communities, and adding the department is in good hands and they will be meeting the needs of Tennesseans, whatever they need, wherever they need, for those that are 60 and older and with disabilities. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Hughes, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
8:33 and getting ourselves out the door here this morning. The big three things to know in the weather world getting into the weekend. Sunshine has taken over and it's going nowhere. The rain is gone until late Monday. Wind has come with the sunshine, but that combination of those two things will help us reach for 80 degrees during the weekend. Wind gusts, though, 25 to 30 miles per hour today and tomorrow, especially in open areas where there's not a lot of buildings and trees around you. Taking a look at a 5-star weekend. I mean, quite frankly, as long as you have the sunglasses, comfortable mornings, warm afternoons, slight breeze that will be there. As I mentioned, no rain, loaded with sunshine from sunup until sundown. Out the door, we're a little bit cool this morning and a little bit cool tomorrow morning. Not cold, but cool enough to where a light jacket might be a good idea to stay comfortable until about 10 or 11. Then we boost back up into the mid to upper 50s. Eventually, high temperatures today soar into the mid to upper 60s and then mid to upper 70s for Saturday. Look at Sunday, 82 degrees the entire weekend. Superb. Monday through Thursday, a few little bumps in the road here. Late Monday and Tuesday especially, the chance for a few showers and thunderstorms. Way too soon to know if we're going to have any severe weather. There are indicators that a few states to our west are places there where they're already watching for severe weather, so we'll definitely make sure that doesn't trickle over toward us. And the name of the game, though, is going to be 80 degrees from Sunday all the way through at least Thursday, potentially even Friday. We could have 5 or 6 days in a row that hit the 80-degree mark starting on Sunday.
Steer clear traffic as you make your way out and about this morning. I want to show you I-24 at Broadley Parkway as you make that drive into town. Looking pretty good coming in from the Antioch area as traffic has really started to thin out over the last few minutes. So we're looking in much better shape than we were a little earlier. This is I-40 at Fessler's Lane coming in from the east side. Also looking pretty good over there. Slight slowdowns, but nothing out of the ordinary in that particular area, so we'll continue to watch that. We did have a crash north of town, 65 Trinity Lane. That has completely cleared up.
Right now, in the high cost of homelessness, we have a local group that's working to help put new shoes on the feet of children who are homeless. This is all thanks to the group called Souls for Souls that hosted a fundraiser. The theme was a 1920s speakeasy, so that's why you're seeing the video on your screen. But they used this opportunity to raise a lot of money for about 5,000 children here in Middle Tennessee who currently don't have a home.
Now, the not-for-profit works very closely with schools to help children get the shoes they want and need.
If we can provide them with this and give them that confidence, we know that they increase their school attendance, we know that they participate more fully in sports and other activities, and it just makes a meaningful impact.
Souls for Souls is a global nonprofit that turns unwanted shoes and clothing into educational and economic opportunities by putting those items to good use and keeping them from going to waste.
It's 8:36 right now. Fox 17 News, so glad to be part of your morning routine. We get you out the door every weekday morning through 9. Just a couple different live looks here right now.
And traps excess moisture, eliminating musty odors.
Get tornado alerts on your phone. Download the free Fox 17 Code Red weather app.
8:39 is the time. Happening this summer, the Big Three Basketball League is coming to Music City. Now, in case you've never heard of this is a 3-on-3 basketball league that began back in 2017, and it features some former NBA players as well as some international players.
Now, in case you missed it yesterday morning, we had
Ice Cube.
Well, someone who you probably recognize from all different genres. Mr. Ice Cube was on the show yesterday morning talking about this big initiative. And right now joining us live is Corey Brewer.
Man.
Corey, you are making a return to your stomping grounds here.
Oh, yeah. It should be a lot of fun to come back home.
All right. So in case y'all aren't familiar, Corey was here in Portland, Tennessee.
Absolutely. And Corey, listen, before we get to the Big Three, I just got to ask you, I've been to Portland a lot, and every time I get off at the exit, there is a big sign right there that says, "Welcome to Portland, Tennessee, home of the 2007 most valuable player of the Final Four, Corey Brewer." And I've always wanted to ask you, I'm sure you passed that sign. What do you think when you drive past it? Because it's been there now for 15 years.
It's amazing, you know, just to be from Portland. I played in the NBA for 13 years, still coaching in the NBA, just to be around the NBA for the last 17 years. It's amazing, and just, you know, coming from Portland, Tennessee, I love home, and I just love everybody there.
Corey, we were talking to Ice Cube yesterday about the championship coming to Nashville. What's it been like playing in this different format and coaching in it for you?
It's been a lot of fun, man. The Big Three is a lot of fun. We're getting younger, but we still have a lot of older guys who played in the NBA, a lot of guys who are still playing overseas. It's a lot of fun to watch. Everybody who comes to the Big Three, we always get good responses back, and everybody says they love it.
All right, Corey, can you pronounce your team? We were looking at that during the commercial break. How do you pronounce this?
Bivouac.
What does that mean?
Like bivouac, it means ant army.
An ant army. Okay, so that's your team among all the others in the Big Three.
Yeah, that's the team.
Okay. Hey, we were asking yesterday about the possibility that Caitlin Clark could join y'all in the Big Three. Ice Cube did confirm that they've offered the $5 million deal.
Yeah.
They said she could still play in the WNBA if she wanted to. What do you think?
I think it'd be cool. The thing she's doing right now is amazing. Just her talent is unbelievable, and hey, why not? You know, women are breaking barriers now.
Why not, indeed. All right, so the Big Three coming here to Nashville. Corey, it's more of a half-court game, right? So if you're going to see the traditional basketball game, the up and down is not quite that. It's more of a half-court type of situation, right?
Yeah, it's all half-court, but it's fast-paced. You know, you're moving. You're taking it back, you're playing, you're scoring points, and, you know, it's enjoyable.
Yeah, take it back behind that line, then come back in. We appreciate it. Corey Brewer here with us, of course, from the Florida Gators. 13 years in the NBA and now part of the Big Three that's coming here to Nashville coming up in August.
I'm excited to see it. Like Corey said, it sounds really fast-paced.
Yeah,
You know, to keep up with the action. Corey, thanks so much. Hope you have a great day.
Portland, Tennessee. All right, we're also talking about your weather conditions outside. It's a live, beautiful look there at the Cumberland River right here in
Breakfast you've always wanted. But hurry, these toasty rays of sunshine are here for a limited time. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Good morning. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Taking cooking to a whole nother level, the TV show Next Level Chef has been sweeping the nation. And if you've never seen the show, it features a competition where cooks like Nicole face off to win big prizes.
Nicole is joining us here after her appearance out there. Nicole Renard, she is, of course, a local Nashville chef who was out there competing with Gordon Ramsay. And just to be clear, this is not like Hell's Kitchen, you know, because that's another Gordon Ramsay show. It's not like that. It's a little different with Next Level Chef.
It is a little different. There's 3 levels of kitchens. You've got the top, middle, and basement. They're all different levels of kitchens as well. And so you get put on a kitchen. There's a platform that drops from the ceiling with all the ingredients that you need. You have to run, grab everything you need in 30 seconds, and make your dish.
It's been exciting to watch you on the show. Now your time is wrapping up.
Yes.
Yes.
I unfortunately was eliminated last night.
Oh, so sad.
I made the top 7.
You did, which is awesome. And I was talking to Nicole during the break. You said that what you were already doing before the show, which was a lot of social media work, plus the show has really hopefully set you up for more bigger things in the future.
Absolutely. I am a full-time content creator right now, so I was a social media chef on the show, and I'm continuing to post my recipes and create content online while also developing out my smoothie bowl product line. I just launched my new palm spoons, which are super exciting, and my bowls can be found in Ian Roast stores here in Nashville.
Wait, your what spoons?
Let's say, please explain, because I was going to ask.
They're little palm tree spoons, so they're gold, and they've got a little palm tree on the top, and they're used in the smoothie bowl world. They're super cute for ice cream sundaes, yogurt parfaits, snacks.
Oh, there it is. Look.
Yeah,
look, right there.
Isn't it cute?
It's adorable.
I see.
They're really fun. It makes you feel like you're in Hawaii.
Very fancy.
Now, smoothie bowls here. Explain that to me. What's the difference between a smoothie bowl and a smoothie in a glass, I guess?
Yes, so smoothie bowls are a little bit thicker in texture. You need a spoon to eat them, similar to frozen yogurt or ice cream, and then you put toppings on them. So the reason you put them in a bowl is essentially a canvas for your toppings. You know, you got granola, your fresh fruit, honey, you can do peanut butter,
drizzle.
almond. Oh yes,
that's my
absolutely.
favorite.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. So you went from that world creating smoothie bowls to whatever Chef Ramsay put in front of you.
Yes.
At a random place. Did this challenge you as a chef? Did this challenge the skills that you have, and are you better because of this?
Absolutely. This show forever changed the way that I cook. I learned so much. I really feel like I was at a 1-month boot camp with Gordon Ramsay, which is amazing.
That's incredible.
But I had very little experience going into the show, and I learned as I went, and I figured it out. And so you can see that progression of growth as you watch the show, which I think is really cool.
That's incredible. We've got to let you go. Tell everybody where we can find you on social media.
Yes, I'm Nicole the Nomad on every platform, and my website is NicoleTheNomad.com.
Okay. Congratulations on everything you were able to accomplish. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.
8:48 is your time. Taking a look at your forecast here, and this is a really good-looking weekend. Let's see, just do a little fun fact here about what you can expect for just a little knowledge bomb on your friends later today. My curious question: think about planets. What is the only planet that rotates clockwise? Venus, Earth, Jupiter, or Neptune? I'll have that answer for you by the end of the forecast. First, though, we have to give you your four-legged friend cast. Time to meet our dogs of the day. We have Callie and Marley, sent in by Don. Beautiful looking Aussies right here, and probably one of those days that they've been waiting for to get outside. So what is the dog walking forecast? Wait, stay. Okay, go boy. Taking a look here. Forecast for us going to be 52 degrees at 9, 56 degrees at 10, upper 50s, low 60s leading into lunchtime, and we'll continue all the way up to 68 degrees late in the afternoon. It's been a really, really rough week for after-school sports when it comes to all of the rain, the wind, the whole 9 yards. This evening is nearly perfect. 5 o'clock, 66 degrees. By 9 o'clock, we go to 55. So if you're out in the stands rooting on the kids, well, you're going to be comfortable, just a little bit of a breeze. Keep that in mind. A lot of those fields, as we know, not a whole lot around you, so when the wind picks up, it catches you pretty quickly. 68 today, 79 tomorrow, 82 on Sunday. Temperatures stay in the low 80s for your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Do not worry about rain until late in the day Monday into Tuesday. That's our next weather maker.
Steer clear traffic takes us back to I-65 at Trinity Lane there on the north side. That is where we were following a crash a little bit earlier this morning. Happy to report that crash has since cleared out of the way, thankfully. So we're doing a lot better out there as far as that traffic is concerned. Of course, there's always other things to watch. Looks like we've got, so we've just picked up another crash on the other side of the road. This is going to be 65 at Fern Avenue going northbound, not causing near the problems there coming in from the north side. So we'll continue to watch for that, even though, here it comes. I was going to say there's no traffic there. That was concerning me there for just a second. All right, let's take a look. Vietnam Veterans Boulevard here looking good there on that north side. Overall drive times looking great. 41 minutes down from Hendersonville. That time starting to drop. Under an hour now coming in from Murfreesboro.
Fox 17 News asking the tough questions of our lawmakers when it comes to...
Save up to 50% in every department. The Electronic Express famous half price fair. It's first come, first served. Starts this Sunday, 10 a.m. at Electronic Express.
Here's a recap of our top stories here on your Friday morning. We begin with the investigation on the part of Metro Police, who say 2 overnight shootings have left 1 person dead. We want to get first to the story from University Court. The shooting there happening right around midnight. Metro Police confirm 1 person has died as a result of the shooting at the Sudicum Apartments.
Police have not been able to identify the victim. They have not released any details on a suspect at this time either. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more. Metro Dispatch is also telling us that a second shooting happened this On Delway Villa Road, that's just off of Dickerson Pike on the north side of town near the Talbot's Corner area there. One person taken to the hospital. Their name has not been released. We are working to learn more about that shooting, and as soon as we get that information, we'll share it with you.
And we are continuing to get updates from Memphis this morning after 3 police officers are shot. Memphis police say that those officers responded to a call about a suspicious car around 2 o'clock this morning. Well, as police approached that suspicious car, they say 2 people in the car started firing at the officers. Officers returned fire, shooting 2. We understand that 2 suspects are in custody right now. The 3 officers, we understand at last check, were recovering. Everybody went to local hospitals there in Memphis.
Yeah.
We understand that Memphis police are going to update us, though, about mid-morning, so we'll be checking on that.
There is a bill that would allow Tennessee teachers to carry guns in the classroom. It passed the state Senate on Tuesday. Governor Bill Lee has been pressing very hard for school safety following the Covenant shooting in March of last year.
There are some people who are wondering, though, is this enough, or is it the right approach to school safety? Well, we've got lots of conversations happening right now. If you want to stay updated on all of them, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also check out fox17.com.
And take one last look at your forecast. Make your weekend plans right now. Even starting this evening, we'll be in the 60s all the way through 7, 8 o'clock. Only a high of 68, but still a great day loaded with sun.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
Melissa Manchester. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us.
Good to be here.
You know, there's so many things to talk about with you, Melissa. I don't know what to touch on first, besides, you know, the tour for Funny Girl, you know, with Mrs. Bryce, that continues throughout this entire year.
Yes.
Plus, you got a new album that released in February. Which do you want to talk about first?
Anything. I'm celebrating my 50th year of my career. So releasing this new album, Review, sort of was a beautiful synchronicity, and that this first national tour in 60 years of Funny Girl showed up